Chapter 15-17. It's here already? Wang Feng's body twitched slightly. Something didn't feel right. 3 beams of light of different colors condensed in 3 different directions of Soul Demon Sacred City. They transformed into a pillar of light that envelops Soul Demon Sacred City from 3 different directions. What the hell is this? Wang Feng frowned slightly. Why? Are you awake? To think you still have the mood to rest. Qing Luo flew over from afar and landed in Wang Feng's courtyard. Do you see the 3 pillars of light in the distance? That is the Origin Fiend Void Array set up by the 3 Fiend Celestials. It's a modified version of a Fiend Celestial mystic art from ancient times. Its effect is to restrict the Fiend Celestial's Origin's nomological powers. Qing Luo paused for a moment. In other words, Fiend Celestials are unable to use their Origin's nomological powers in Soul Demon Sacred City. Doesn't that mean they can't take action? Wang Feng said in surprise. Isn't that too silly? Qing Luo's temples throbbed slightly as she whispered, they won't take action at all. They are Fiend Celestials. With such a huge difference in strength, and with their Fiend Celestial origins sealed, just the armies behind them can sweep through Soul Demon Sacred City. At the same time, it is to prevent us Fiend Celestials from fighting them to the death. It's not worth it. If we Fiend Celestials were to fight, just one of us might not be able to destroy their subordinates, but it would definitely be enough to severely damage their armies. This is something they do not wish to see. Therefore, they decided to use this method to end things once and for all to crush us. Wang Feng thought for a moment. But aren't there many impulsive experts from other worlds in Soul Demon Sacred City? Aren't they Fiend Celestials? Oh, for example, the 3 helpers you invited yesterday? By doing so, wouldn't you be giving them a lot of room to use their powers? It's the same. As long as it involves the power of origins, they will not be able to use it. Qing Luo shook her head. Even if they can use it, against such a large army, there is no chance of victory. Qing Luo sighed lightly. I originally invited the 3 of them to help because I wanted them to hold back at least 1 Fiend Celestial. I will deal with 1 Fiend Celestial while you deal with the other. This way, the 10 royals will have a chance to break out of the encirclement. If they could break out of the encirclement, they would be able to quickly gather the armies of the other wormholes in the Azure Sun Demon region. They would be able to assemble in the next few days. Then, he continued to stall for time, waiting for reinforcements from the Clear Sky Palace. That way we still have a fighting chance. Although our Azure Sun Demon region will be attacked, it will not be destroyed. Wang Feng suddenly understood. Qing Luo's plan was pretty good. As long as she could hold back the Godfiend, the 10 royals were still her elites. All of them had the strength of a demon master. Breaking out of the encirclement should be possible. I just didn't expect the 3 demon gods to be so cautious. He directly set up this forbidden Origin Devil Space Grand Formation. It must be you. If you weren't so arrogant yesterday, they might not be so cautious. Qing Luo seemed to think of something as she looked at Wang Feng. Her tone had a rare hint of anger. You were so arrogant yesterday. You must have alerted these Fiend Celestials. What trump card do you have? I do have a trump card. Wang Feng nodded. It's useless now. Qing Luo shook her head. If you really had one, you should have kept it to yourself. No. My trump card is as good as not mentioning it at all because they can't withstand it, said Wang Feng with a smile. Qing Luo remained silent. It's all good now, she sighed. Actually, I've always had a question. Wang Feng suddenly asked. Their goal is the legendary fiendish qi that descended from the heavens. It was hidden in the Heaven Nether River by the former fiend. Now that the Heaven Nether River has vanished, they failed to find the fiendish qi at the bottom of the Heaven Nether River. Therefore, they came to find you. After all, you are a Fiend Celestial of the Azure Sun Demon region. You must know a lot about this matter. Therefore, they are certain that you know the location of the fiendish qi. Yesterday, you only told me the origins of the fiendish qi but did not elaborate further. Do you know the true location of the fiendish qi? Then, does the fiendish qi really exist? Wang Feng looked at Qing Luo. Of course it exists. However, I do not know either. Qing Luo shook her head. How can you be certain that it exists? Because Yama Lord said so. Wang Feng was taken aback. Back then, Yama Lord got me to take over the Azure Sun Demon region so that I could find the fiendish qi. However, I have never found it. Therefore, the 3 fiend celestials will definitely not believe me if I say that I do not know. Qing Luo said slowly. As you said, they have already determined that I know. They have already determined that I know the exact location of the fiendish qi. However, they have yet to find it and give it to Yama Lord. Furthermore, they are guessing that it has something to do with the Soul Fei Sacred City. Therefore, regardless, once the Heaven Nether River vanishes, as long as it is not found, they will definitely attack the Soul Fei Sacred City and my true body. I see. Wang Feng nodded. At that moment, the entire Soul Fei Sacred City suddenly trembled. It was like an earthquake. They have taken action. Qing Luo looked at the distant dark clouds. Soul Fei Sacred City's 100-meter-tall city walls had countless runic patterns appear. It was as though some mechanism had been activated. A green barrier of light appeared around them. Countless flames and scorching streams descended from the dark clouds and exploded on the barrier. It was like a planet exploding, sending out countless resplendent lights. The intense light and energy ripples bombarded the interior of the sacred city's defensive barrier. It caused the city to tremble violently as if there was an earthquake. It's the 7th Night Demon Region's magical machine Meteor Dark Energy Cannon. Its power can already activate 70% of the Azure Sun Saint Wall's defense. Demonic goddess Qing Luo waved her hand casually at the void as countless numbers of light screens filled the surrounding space. 70% defense? The Azure Sun Saint Wall is a super defensive wall constructed by the Soul Fei Sacred City's Godslayer terminal after hundreds of years of construction. It is built with the magical machine guidance of our Azure Sun Demon region's top civilization. Its overloaded defense can reach 110% and can defend against the attacks of demon god. Now, just a probing attack can activate 70% of its defense mode. Qing Luo's eyes dimmed a little. 7th Night Demon Region's research on magical machines is very advanced. Their individual soul demons are not as strong as ours, but their advanced research on magical machines means that they have an advantage in war. Our Azure Sun Demon Region's research is very advanced and focuses on accommodating the cultivation methods of various civilizations. It includes all kinds of combat method. If we were to fight against 7th Night Demon Region alone, it would be a win-win situation. However, they have the advantage in this kind of siege. If we were to enter a large-scale battle in the void, our Azure Sun Demon Region's soul demons would have a higher advantage. However, with the current situation, if we were to fight them outside the city, it would be impossible for us to defeat the 3 demon god armies that outnumber us by 100 times. Where are those demon gods now? They won't participate in the battle. The Soul Fei Sacred City is now surrounded by the Origin Magic Space Array. All they had to do was watch their armies crush the entire city. Therefore, even if you have a trump card, you won't have a chance to attack them. How cautious, Wang Feng said. What do you think? Qing Luo sighed. Then I'll force them to show themselves. Wang Feng looked at the countless demon ships in the dark clouds and smiled. If such a large army were to disappear, these demon gods would be furious, wouldn't they? Qing Luo didn't understand. She looked at him in confusion. Open the Azure Sun Saint Wall. My friend, the human powerhouse Wang Feng, has returned. Wang Feng patted Qing Luo's shoulder. He is my trump card. Let him out. Upon hearing that, Qing Luo looked at him in shock. End of chapter. Chapter 15-18. Open the Azure Yang Sacred Wall? If not for the other party's special status, Luo would have nearly choked. Opening the Azure Yang sacred wall now is equivalent to stripping our Soul Fei sacred city naked. We are just waiting for the other party to come and CK us. Demonic goddess Qing Luo ungracefully spewed out obscenities that only mortal lifeforms would use. Just the military strength of our Soul Fei sacred city might not even be able to withstand the vanguard of the 3 fiend celestial armies. We are surrounded by enemies. In fact, the situation was even worse. Wang Feng shook his head and said, even if the Azure Yang sacred wall can barely withstand it, it will only delay it for a day or 2. When that happens, it will be equivalent to being forcefully stripped naked. It's better to take off your clothes and risk it all. Qing Luo choked on a laugh again. This was because what he said made sense. No matter how strong the Azure Yang sacred wall was, it could not withstand such powerful attacks for long periods of time. One had to know that at every moment there were hundreds of thousands of terrifying long-range bombardments that landed on the Azure Yang sacred wall. This level of bombardments was enough to destroy planets even in the universe. Besides, I only said to let him out alone. There's no need for you to do anything. Wang Feng said. What do you mean? Qing Luo was slightly taken aback. As I said yesterday, one person is enough. Wang Feng revealed a composed smile. Qing Luo looked at Wang Feng intently and after a long while, she confirmed that he was serious. All right. I will get the 3 of them to hold the fort for your friend. I will personally see what means you have. Soul Fei Sacred City. It was as if a galaxy had exploded, exploding in the sky above the holy city at every moment. The sacred wall of light was the hope in the hearts of countless citizens of the sacred city. It was not as if the tenebrous fiend world had never experienced a war of this level. On the contrary, a war of this level would erupt every 100 years. However, this time, the disparity in combat strength was the greatest. It involved 4 fiend celestials of the 9 domains. If Lord Yama was still around, he would definitely not have seen such a scene. To the other factions of the 9 domains, the eruption of such a war made them think of many possibilities. And now, it seemed like it was just the beginning. The 3 demon gods sitting on the 3 sides did not participate in the battle. Instead, they were leisurely floating in the void, transforming into 3 demon souls. They placed a pot of unknown wine and food in front of them and sat facing each other in the void amidst the clouds. Waiting like this is boring. Why don't we make a bet on how long the Soul Demon Sacred City's Azure Sun Saint Wall can last? Primordial Chaos Fiend Celestial was the first to speak. Come. This Primordial Chaos Fiend Celestial will go first. Let's bet for 1 day. The stakes are 3 sacred demon origin stones. How extravagant! A holy magic source stone. This is a holy magic source stone that was unearthed from the dark boundary. The energy of one is comparable to that of 3 large star cores. Fiend Celestial 7th Firmament looked at Primordial Chaos Prime and pretended to sigh. In that case, I'll guess for 2 days. The magical machine engineering of the 7th Night Demon region participated in the construction of the Azure Sun Holy Wall back then, so we have a rough understanding of its strength. As for the wager, how about 3 goddesses with the Myriad Flower Sacred Body? The Myriad Flower Sacred Body was unearthed in a special world, where it was known as a furnace. If we soul demons reach the level of a demon lord and dual cultivate with it, we can increase the success rate of entering the demon god realm by 10%. If you are lucky, it means that you can cultivate 3 4th-generation demon gods. The other 2 demon gods smiled disdainfully. However, they did not refute him. The strength of a demon god was also divided into levels. To put it simply, a demon lord comprehended the origin. Once one comprehended it, they could basically become a demon lord. Just like the deity position in the divine world, the deity position was equivalent to the origin. After comprehending the origin, one could become a deity position, and the lowest one would be a third-level god. After comprehending it, one would naturally need to use the origin. And these mere 2 words could encompass the entire Devil Master realm. A demon lord's use of the origin had reached the pinnacle. A casual move could rely on the use of the origin to kill the enemy. Killing a god could increase the efficiency of a demon lord's use of the origin by a large margin. Therefore, a demon lord was much stronger than a first-level god in the divine world in actual combat. As for a demon lord, it meant that the origin could change the laws of their own world. For example, a demon lord's attack could unleash more than 100% of its strength in the dark demon world. It was just that the laws of the dark demon world were extremely strong, so it seemed that the destructive power was not very exaggerated. As for the gods of the divine world, when they came to the dark demon world, because their bodies were filled with god power, their origin would be restricted by the laws of the dark demon world, and they would not be able to unleash 100% of their strength. They would be weakened. The reverse was the same. If a demon lord went to other worlds, he could only unleash 100% of his strength, and would not be able to increase it like in the dark demon world. It was just that when he went to other worlds, because of the changes in the laws like the Douluo continent, the laws were not strong, so even if he only had 100% of his strength, his destructive power was extremely terrifying. He might be able to kick a mortal world continent in half with a casual kick. But a demon lord was completely different. A demon lord's origin could easily change the laws of the world, could redefine the world. For example, in the dark demon world, such as this source restriction magic space formation could restrict the origin. Such a rule did not exist in the dark demon world. The power of the origin could directly restrict it. This level of rule was equivalent to being independent of the dark demon world and redefining it. To a certain extent, it was equivalent to crossing the heavenly Tao of the world, digging out an inch of the dark demon world and redefining the rules. In this domain, even if a demon lord entered, he would have to abide by the rules. And the prohibition of the origin, this kind of rule, because it was effective on demon lords, was extremely strong. It required 3 demon lords to work together to set it up effectively. For example, if a demon lord went to other worlds, he would not even need to move his hand. He might be able to change the world with just a thought. The world would turn into ashes and disintegrate. For example, a demon lord might need to use the origin to create a powerful destructive power, shattering stars with a flick of his finger. A demon lord did not need to use it at all. And the strength of a demon lord was generally related to only 2 things in the dark demon world. One was the exclusive god slayer. Apart from the various auxiliary functions, the most powerful function of the exclusive god slayer was to allow a demon lord to face a universe powerhouse stronger than him and fight. In essence, it increased the efficiency of the demon lord's use of the origin. For example, if there was no exclusive god slayer, the source restriction magic space formation used by the 3 demon lords might only cover 1/3 of the soul demon sacred city. And after using it, there might be a backlash from the origin to a certain extent. The second was the number and degree of the origin. A demon lord with an exclusive god slayer would have more than 2 types of origin. And without an exclusive demon lord, the highest one who stepped into the demon lord realm with 4 generations of god slayers would only have 1 type of origin. He would be called the 4th generation demon lord. And for the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd generations of god slayers, it was basically impossible for them to step into the demon lord realm unless they had the ancient demon bloodline. When Fiend Celestial 7th Firmament mentioned the 4th generation Fiend Celestial, the other 2 Fiend Celestials present understood. The reason why they laughed in disdain was not because the 4th generation demon lord was weak. On the contrary, the 4th generation demon lord was very strong. To be able to cultivate one would be a great improvement for the entire demon territory. However, was it so easy to cultivate a 4th generation demon lord? With just 3 cauldrons, increasing the success rate by 10% seemed like a lot. In fact, even if one had the ancient demon bloodline, had the ability to slay 4 generations of godslayers, and was a natural genius, at most, there was only a 1% chance of becoming a demon lord. An increase of 10% was an increase of 10% on the basis of 1%. It was purely icing on the cake. But it was not to the extent of being useless. So the 2 demon lords laughed in disdain. Those who could really become demon lords did not lack this. Those who could not become demon lords were also useless. Unless they could sleep with a few hundred women who had the myriad flower sacred body. 7 Firmament, you are not sincere at all. Why, do you want to take advantage of my bet with primordial chaos for free? The remaining demon Lord Huang Hai sneered. Do you think you have won? I will bet for 3 days. The wager is a broken blade. Oh? What broken blade? 7 Firmament pretended not to hear the previous sentence, and asked in surprise. Naturally, it is the broken blade used by universe-level life forms. End of chapter. Chapter 15-19. Hearing this, the other 2 demon gods sighed. Everything used by universal-level life forms contained the powerful will of the universe. The will of the universe, these 4 words, represented the unknown territory needed to surpass the realm above demon god. 4 demon gods, being able to comprehend a little would naturally benefit them a lot. At the very least, they would be able to comprehend more origins and greatly increase their strength. But just as the 3 demon gods were engrossed in the fight, a voice suddenly rang out. The next moment, an armored soul demon warrior appeared in midair. He knelt down and said in a deep voice, Demon gods, the soul demon sacred city's azure sun sacred wall suddenly opened by itself. Hearing this, the 3 demon gods' faces twitched. Then, Chaos Origin Fiend Celestial waved his hand, and an image suddenly appeared in midair. It was the scene of the soul demon sacred city. The azure sun sacred wall, which was as bright as glass, slowly opened. F***CK. The 3 demon gods cursed in unison. They didn't care why the azure sun sacred wall opened. They only cared that they didn't win the bet. Is Qing Luo playing tricks? Chaos Origin Fiend Celestial sneered. Pass down the order. Stop attacking first. I want to see what tricks Qing Luo has. The few helpers she hired won't be able to use much of their strength in the dark demon world. Even if they can, they will be reduced to trash in the Origin Demon Space Forbidden Array. Soul Demon Sacred City. In the instant that the Azure Sun Sacred Wall was opened, the countless devilish battleships around the Holy City stopped their attacks. Immediately after, several figures rose into the sky. The 3 of you, I don't think it's necessary for Qing Luo to ask you to hold the array with me. Look at the sky full of demon shadows. You're not native soul demons. You can't use your strength here. If you're not careful, you might die. Why bother? Wang Feng looked at the 3 people beside him. Martial artists of my generation, from the 9 heavens to the Yellow Springs, have long disregarded life and death. Yun Tianqing smiled proudly. Besides, I owe Master Qing Luo a favor. If it weren't for her help back then, I would have died. When it comes to repaying the favor, I won't back down. After he finished speaking, he took a step forward, and flower platforms that looked like gold and jade appeared under his feet. The flame aura around his body was so condensed that it seemed to have materialized. Like a swimming dragon, it danced in the air. His long hair was as black as ink, setting off the countless demon ships on his back. Looking up at the sky, a flame of arrogance soared into the heavens. Even the entire soul demon sacred city could feel his fighting spirit. Right at this moment, a ray of pitch-black devilish light that seemed to come from the abyss shot out of the largest devilish ship above the dark clouds. Space froze, and time seemed to have been locked. The pitch-black demonic glow penetrated the martial progenitor's chest within the blink of an eye. In an instant, his body froze. "Brother, are you all right?" Wang Feng opened his mouth. He seemed to be unable to take a beating. However, to Wang Feng's surprise, Yun Chongqing's life signs did not disappear. His body froze for a moment, and the hole in his chest grew back at a speed visible to the naked eye. Immediately thereafter, the aura flames around his body abruptly surged as he hurled a punch toward the devilish warship in the distance. Right at this moment, swish, 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 several more pitch-black demonic glows penetrated his body again. This time, his body froze, and he fell from the sky like a floating cotton. Wang Feng glanced at the dark, rolling clouds. Qing Luo was right. Why did she let this brother come to deliver himself to death at this time? This was great. He might not die. This martial progenitor's vitality was extremely strong, but if this continued, he would definitely lose a certain amount of cultivation. He would not be able to recover without resting for a few decades. Then, Wang Feng looked at the old man again. Little friend, do you know why Demon Master Qing Luo asked us to accompany you out? This Demon Master Qing Luo seems to care a lot about you. However, you are Di's friend. Logically speaking, Demon Master Qing Luo should not go to this extent. The old man smiled, and his eyes were incomparably clear as he looked at Wang Feng. The reason Wang Feng smiled. He naturally knew. He did not come out as Di's identity and image. In fact, Demon Master Qing Luo might have just come out, and Wang Feng's identity might be played by the fake Di. As for why he came out with this identity, the reason was simple. Because Qing Luo had already seen it, and he had basically achieved his goal. It did not matter whether he used the identity of Di or not. I see that little friend's luck is extraordinary. The old man sized Wang Feng up. If you were in my world, you would definitely have the bearing of a great emperor. Wang Feng. At most, in 10,000 years, you will definitely become a great emperor and attain the Emperor Dao immortal fruit, reaching the immeasurable immortal realm. The old man boasted wildly. Wang Feng felt a little smug. What is the name of the world you are in? It is called the Immortal Ancient Country. If little friend is interested, you can come and visit. This old man will definitely treat you well. After the old man finished speaking, he waved his hand and flew into the sky. Immortal Ancient Country? It sounded like a country. Wang Feng pondered. This old man's identity was not ordinary. Then, Wang Feng saw the old man standing in the void, his fingertips pointing at the void. Like an immortal pointing at the stars, the old man pointed at a place, and there would be a violent explosion in the void. In an instant, the demonic warships contained in the starlight were all annihilated. Impressive! Wang Feng's eyes lit up. This old man was very strong. However, it was only one finger. The old man's body began to float like cotton, as though he was being punished by some law. His arm broke inch by inch, turning into powder. I'm old, I'm old. The old man turned around and sighed, glancing at his broken arm. The law here is too strong. My body can't withstand a single primordial light divine finger. Forget it. After saying that, he slowly descended. Wang Feng could not help but glance at the old man. This old man was much stronger than the martial progenitor. However, this old man's body seemed to be under many restrictions. What a pity! Wang Feng turned his head to look at the last woman wearing a bamboo hat. According to Qing Luo, her name was Inu. She seemed to want to break through, so she accepted demon god Qing Luo's invitation. You are Wang Feng? She spoke slowly. Wang Feng frowned slightly. Through the bamboo hat, Wang Feng could vaguely see a pair of blood-red eyes. You are. It really is you. Inu lifted the bamboo hat, revealing a head of silver hair and a cold face. Silver dragon? Wang Feng was shocked when he saw this face. That's not right. If it's the silver dragon, why don't I feel any sense of familiarity? After parting at the god-burying blood tomb in the void region, the silver dragon should have returned to the divine world from the void region to find a place to cultivate, right? Why did it come to the dark demon world? I'm not the silver dragon, Inu said slowly. I'm a human. I inherited part of the silver dragon's will and came to the dark demon world. Following your exposed identity in the dark demon world, I came to the soul demon sacred city. I didn't expect to meet you here. Wang Feng frowned slightly. Did something happen to the silver dragon? Then you. Wang Feng stared at the woman in bewilderment. Don't think too much. I'm here to thank you. Inu's lips curled into a smile. Thank you for coming to this world. Other than that, I have no other purpose. After saying that, she flew into the sky and a silver flame burst out from her body. Then, the silver flame formed a dragon-shaped shadow that was thousands of meters long. It was very similar to the silver dragon that Wang Feng had seen before. However, she was indeed very different from the silver dragon that Wang Feng knew. At the same time, in the dark clouds, countless demon warships aimed at this huge target. Seeing this, Wang Feng frowned slightly. Inu was completely unafraid of death when she attacked. The two in front of her were stronger than her. Logically speaking, looking at the two in front of her who could only last for a few seconds and were half crippled, anyone would shrink back. And this was demon god Qing Luo's goal. She wanted the three of them to send him off so that he could understand that, in such a situation, an individual's combat strength could not affect the battle at all. She did not expect Inu to be completely unafraid of death. No, nothing can happen to Inu. Even if I'm going to die, I have to make things clear before I die. Wang Feng's eyebrows twitched. End of chapter. Chapter 1520. That's it. High up in the sky, the three demon gods looked at this scene. All of them were speechless. I thought Qing Luo had some powerful moves after opening the Azure Sun Saint Wall. Could it be that she just sent a few otherworldly people to their deaths? Chaos Origin Demon God really wanted to run into the Soul Demon Sacred City to mock her and ask, "Where's Di?" However, the plan had been set. For the final victory, the demon gods would not easily appear. Just in case Di really had some powerful moves. Anyway, as long as the demon gods did not appear, no matter how powerful Di was, he could not cause any harm to them. With just these three demon god legions and the origin demon sky great formation, the soul demon sacred city would definitely be broken. Qing Luo is not a fool. But I really can't figure out why she sent these people out of the city. Seven Firmament Demon God was also confused. In a war of this level, no matter how powerful an individual was, even a demon god would be greatly restricted. It was simply wishful thinking to fight against the demon god legions alone. That old man is quite powerful. This old thing should be a powerhouse from one of the few worlds that the Dark Demon Realm is temporarily on good terms with. His true body should be about the same strength as us. Unfortunately, this body has too many restrictions. He can't use much of his strength. Demon God Huang Hai pondered. As for the others, it's completely futile. What's Qing Luo's purpose for doing this? No matter how the three demon gods racked their brains, they could not understand why Qing Luo would do this. Oh look, this woman has the aura of the dragon god from back then. But why is the murderous aura so strong? At this moment, Silvermoon's appearance slightly attracted the attention of the three demon gods. But she has the bloodline of the human race, but she has the origin of the dragon god. She should be from the god world, right? Before the God War, Shang Demon God led the Imperial Demon Army to let the Golden Dragon King go in the Void Domain. He wanted to use the Golden Dragon King to find the Silver Dragon who had the other origin of the Dragon God. Back then, the Dragon God was killed by several God Kings in the God world. The two origin incarnations of the two Dragon Kings, struggling at death's door. The Golden Dragon King did not escape and was imprisoned in the Void Domain by the God World. Primordial Chaos Fiend Celestial frowned slightly. The Silver Dragon fled to the lower realm. Only the Golden Dragon King knew the specifics. Shang Mingyang wants to use the two dragon kings to create a new dragon god that he can control. All 9 demon regions had sent their armies to participate in the divine war, joining the imperial demon army. However, some fiend celestials contributed more, while others contributed less. However, the 9 demon gods would definitely know anything about the battle of the gods. Later, when Shang Mingyang escaped back to the Dark Devil realm, the Yama Lord summoned us 9 devil gods for a meeting. This guy said that the Origin Tribulation God King had been resurrected in the divine world. At the same time, the Silver Dragon had also come to the divine world. He said that he had already used his essence to control that Silver Dragon, and he was only one step away from being able to fuse it with the Golden Dragon King after returning to the Dark Demon realm, thereby giving birth to a quasi-cosmic being that was no less powerful than the Dragon God. It's just a pity that it fell short of success. It was just that at that time it seemed to have been intercepted by Di. Clearly, Silvermoon's appearance immediately reminded these demon gods of the War of the Gods. Demon god Shang used a secret technique that was extremely harmful to himself to escape back to the dark demon world. Although this matter did not spread out, demon god Shang would naturally tell the 9 great demon gods the details of what had happened back then. This woman is not the Silver Dragon, but she has the Silver Dragon's essence aura, which means that she is of the same origin as the Silver Dragon. It's possible that she is a split soul. That Silver Dragon is very likely to have reached a bottleneck in his cultivation. This woman is very likely the product of the bottleneck in the Silver Dragon's eyes. The demon gods were all very knowledgeable. They were old monsters that had lived for tens of thousands of years. After analyzing together, they immediately guessed something. Give the order to capture her alive. Chaos Origin Fien Celestial's expression became a little more excited. Shang Mingyang fled back to the dark demon realm with his tail between his legs. His essence was also severely damaged. The Golden Dragon King that he had placed in the demon realm had also fled. He must still be in the dark demon realm now. As long as he is in the dark demon realm, it won't be difficult to find the Golden Dragon King. This woman also has the Silver Dragon's essence aura. When the time comes, we can fuse the two together with our Dark Demon Realm's god slaying. We will definitely be able to create an even more powerful dragon god. The eyes of the other 2 demon gods also lit up. A life form at the level of a dragon god was extremely powerful. It was even more powerful than the ancient demon bloodline. The upper limit of its cultivation was also extremely high. Let's pick the book. In fact, in order to deal with the God Realm, Yama Lord did not stop Shang Mingyang's plan and suggestion. Because in essence, the Dragon God was the enemy of the God Realm. And the Dark Demon Realm was also the enemy of the God Realm. Although the Dragon God had split, the 2 Dragon Kings derived from its essence were one of the important plans of the Dark Demon Realm after the God War. In the beginning, they wanted to use it to deal with the God Realm. Although the gods of the God Realm were not strong, the laws of the God Realm were too strong. Forcefully invading the God Realm would definitely cause great losses to the Dark Demon Realm. But the Dragon God was different. A special life form like the Dragon God would not be restricted by the laws of the God Realm in the God Realm. In the Dark Demon Realm, they would not be restricted by any special laws. Just like those universal life forms. The most obvious characteristic of universal life forms was that they would not be restricted by any world's laws. The Dragon God was a half-universe life form. It had some of these characteristics, but not all of them. Later, after the changes in the God War, they realized that there was no need to use it to deal with the God Realm. They planned to cultivate it into the top combat power of the Dark Demon Realm. Unfortunately, Shang Demon God was useless and the plan was lost. As the Demon God gave the order, the magic ships stopped firing. There was an emergency. Countless figures flew out of the countless devilish warships in the dark clouds like a storm. They covered the sky as if they wanted to cover every inch of the sky. In the sky, countless pairs of eyes in the Soul Demon's sacred city watched this scene with wide eyes. These three fellows want to capture Silvermoon alive. Could it be for the dragon god? Demon god Qingluo stood at the top of Sky Luo Manor and looked at this scene. She instantly knew what the three demon gods were planning. They did not attack with magic ships immediately but sent out soul demon warriors. They obviously wanted to capture Silvermoon alive. Otherwise, they would have been bombarded like Yun Tianqing and the old man. Oh God, what tricks do you have? If you don't use them now, you won't have a chance. Demon god Qingluo stared into the distance with a solemn expression. In the dark demon realm, the magical machines were powerful, but the most fundamental were still the soul demons. In the origin magic sky array, those below the demon master level were the main combat power. Once they attacked, even the Azure Sun's sacred wall could not stop them. At the same time, on the other side, do you think that's really Brother Feng? Oscar and the others looked at the distant sky, their hearts trembling. Chapter 15:21. Even the battle between the Demon Emperor army and the God world in the Void region wasn't so grand. Because the Demon Emperor army they faced at that time was only a small part of the Demon Emperor army that could be led by Shang Demon God. And this was the Demon God army gathered from the three demon realms. It looks like it. But what's that Demon God Dai doing? He boasted, but he didn't show up. Instead, he made Brother Feng. I feel that this Brother Feng's aura is very different from the one we know. Ma Hongjun leaned on the armrest, his face slightly pale. I feel that the light circle outside the Soul Demon sacred city can't hold on any longer. The strength of these demon gods is too exaggerated. I really don't know how the God world defeated the dark demon realm in the past. The others didn't look too good either. Could it be a fake Brother Feng? Could it be that something big happened in the Douluo continent? Hearing this, Zhu Zhuqing's face changed slightly, then she calmed down. Whether it's a fake or not, we'll know now. Dai Mubai shrugged. From what I know about Wang Feng, he's a man who can create miracles in any situation. There was nothing he couldn't do in the Douluo continent. In this situation, if he can turn defeat into victory, then it's 100% him. Boss Dai, you're really a coward. Ma Hongjun was speechless. Look at the situation. 3 demon god armies. Each soul demon's saliva can become a torrential river. The demon gods can't make a move because the 3 demon gods joined forces to restrict them. The fact that demon god Qingluo and Dai didn't make a move is the best proof. Not to mention turning defeat into victory, I think it's already a miracle that they can survive. So, Fatty, are you Wang Feng? Dai Mubai sighed. You can't create a miracle. Okay, you're right. Ma Hongjun nodded first, looked at the soul demon warriors in the sky, then spat and said in a trembling voice, "Right my ass." In this situation, even if Brother Feng, at this moment, someone cried out in surprise, "Look, guys!" In an instant, the world suddenly changed color. In the sky, Wang Feng's forehead lit up. Oh my, so many soul demons are flying out on their own. Wonderful. Do they know that I'm going to use my ultimate move? All of you are here to die? Countless soul demon warriors flew out of the sky. Wang Feng was stunned at first, then he was overjoyed. What was the meaning of these 3 demon gods? Are you afraid that my heavenly underworld water won't be able to drown your devilish warship? Wang Feng flew to Silvermoon's side and said in a low voice, "If you don't want to die, retreat first. Don't leave within 5 meters of me." You want to help me? Silvermoon stamped her feet, seemingly unconcerned. Instead, she looked at Wang Feng with interest. Nonsense. Since you are related to the Silver Dragon, now is not the time to die. Wang Feng replied. In other words, you helped me because of the Silver Dragon. Oh, Silvermoon sighed. The Silver Dragon is really stupid. He's lived for so long, but he knows nothing about love. What a pity, what a pity. Wang Feng frowned slightly. Wang Feng, how are you going to help me? Then, Silvermoon narrowed her eyes and looked at Wang Feng. If you can really help me in this situation, I'll tell you everything I know. The premise is that you have to survive. After saying that, Silvermoon looked at the sky. She seemed to be quite calm from the beginning to the end. It was as if she had already guessed the situation in front of her. Wang Feng glanced at her from the corner of his eyes, and did not answer. God-forbidden space. Wang Feng was silent as he looked at the soul demons that filled the sky. The space between his eyebrows lit up. In an instant, an irregular rhombus suddenly floated out from between Wang Feng's eyebrows. It floated to Wang Feng's palm. At this moment, countless pairs of eyes were watching this scene. Release. Wang Feng's spirit entered the God-forbidden space like a vast ocean. Quietly, a stream of dark black water floated out from the rhombus. In the next moment, the water flow suddenly increased like a river that had burst its dam. Romance in the blink of an eye, it became a waterfall that was tens of thousands of feet long. Like an inverted river, it floated from the rhombus to Wang Feng's surroundings, forming a huge water ring. And it was expanding outwards with every moment. A heavy and oppressive aura formed a strong pressure from this water flow. Just by looking at it, one would feel as if one's mind had been severely injured. Countless soul demons rushed into the water flow almost immediately. Their entire bodies instantly stiffened. Their eyes lost their luster at a speed visible to the naked eye. The demon body's skin seemed to have lost all of its chi and blood as it disappeared. No soul demon could withstand the power of will contained in the river. Even a trace of the Heaven Nether River's water could cause considerable damage to a demon god. Not to mention these soul demons. Almost everyone below the demon master level could not last more than 10 breaths. The moment the soul demons rushed towards Wang Feng like locusts, they did not even have time to react before they lost their vitality. The minds of the soul demons behind them went blank. However, as members of the demon god army, they were all elite. They immediately reacted. The same thought popped into the minds of almost every soul demon. Heaven Nether River's water. That's the Heaven Nether River's water. The Heaven Nether River was too recognizable in the dark demon realm, and the Heaven Nether River's water was even more so. The feeling of being able to bring great pressure to one's mind with just a glance was already common knowledge among soul demons after 18 years of compulsory education. Almost all soul demons knew the danger of the Heaven Nether River's water. In an instant, even the soul demons of the demon god army, no matter how elite they were, did not have the courage to advance. Run. It became the only thought in their minds. But they had already rushed out. How could it be so easy to escape? The Heaven Nether River's water quickly formed a terrifying circular current with a diameter of more than 10,000 meters around Wang Feng. Moreover, it spun clockwise, forming a terrifying water vortex. A huge suction force came from the depths of the water vortex. The soul demons below the demon lord level, who wanted to fly out, could not escape this suction force at all and were directly drowned. Only the demon lords who had comprehended the origin were strong enough to barely fly out. However, they could not avoid being stained by the Heaven Nether River's water. Their minds let out painful cries. In an instant, the situation was reversed. Go! Wang Feng could not directly control the Heaven Nether River's water. He used the God-forbidden space to change the Heaven Nether River's water. Moreover, because the Heaven Nether River's water was too terrifying, Wang Feng could only control a portion of it through the God-forbidden space. If he released all of it, then, not to mention the demon god army, even the soul demon sacred city below would be flooded into a desolate city. Although the demon god army was large in number and densely packed, occupying the entire sky. However, in front of the Heaven Nether River's water, they were unable to withstand a single blow. The vast ring-shaped water vortex that was tens of thousands of meters long covered the entire sky. The countless soul demons that were originally on the demon ships, like divine soldiers and heavenly generals, did not even have the courage to fight. They immediately abandoned the ships and fled, because at this time their speed was much faster than the demon ships. Chapter 1522. The vast water current hung in the sky like a long river. The pitch-black water surface was deep and cold. This might be a scene that would go down in history. Water drowning the three armies. The water was Heaven Styx River, and the three armies were the demon gods' armies. No one would have thought that such a situation would occur. The Heaven Styx River that hung in the clouds was extremely strange. It did not fall down like the setting sun. Instead, it hung in the sky, forming a ring-shaped current. As the water increased, it almost became a ring-shaped current. Shocked and terrified expressions appeared on every face below the soul demon sacred city. The countless soul demon warriors above the dark clouds were shocked and unable to resist. How could the terrifying Heaven Styx River appear here? Once it fell, the entire soul demon sacred city would be finished. Dazed faces looked at the sky that had been transformed by the ring-shaped current formed by the Heaven Styx River. Those with higher cultivation bases could even see the ghostly shadows in the river. That's right, ghosts. There were ghosts in the river. Every soul demon that sank into the water had no chance of survival. In addition to the Heaven Styx River, there were also attacks from ghosts. Back then, Wang Feng used the God-forbidden space to absorb all the Heaven Styx River. The ghost demon was also sucked into the vortex. These ghosts were also not under Wang Feng's control. However, they could only be in the Heaven Styx River. As long as a life form fell into the river, these ghosts would automatically attack. It was equivalent to indirect control. The most troublesome creatures were ghosts. As long as they sank into the Heaven Styx River, they could avoid any magical machine's attack. When the Heaven Styx River was still around, almost all the demon ships wanted to cross it. Not to mention firing, almost all of them had to speed up. That was because any magical machine's attack would not cause any waves when it fell into the Heaven Styx River. When the demon gods' demon ships attacked the Azure Sun Sacred Wall, they could create a huge shockwave and a gorgeous light curtain like firework. However, when they fell into the river, there was almost no effect. Because of this, the Heaven Styx River surrounded the Soul Demon Sacred City on three sides and could prevent many demon ships from crossing the river. Just to pass through, it would cost a lot. Before reaching the Soul Demon Sacred City, it was estimated that they would have suffered heavy losses. At this moment, the effect of the Heaven Styx River was even more terrifying. A large number of demon god fleets had gathered in the sky above the Soul Demon Sacred City. Even if Wang Feng couldn't control all of the Heaven Nether River, just a portion of it would be enough to drown a large number of fleets and soul demons. Heaven Styx Water. The three demon gods who were watching the battle in the void were not only in a daze, but their faces were also twitching. Impossible. What is the heavenly underworld water? That was something that the ancestor devil had spent thousands of years to move and form. In fact, some of the ghost devils inside were ghost devil generals who had followed the ancestor devil in the past. How could it be controlled by a demon god? The three demon gods exchanged glances. That ancestor demon had already transcended the dark demon sector and became a universe-level supreme life form. It could be considered the highest achievement since the birth of the dark devil world. They had mobilized three armies to come here in order to find the wisp of demonic chi that the ancestor demon had left at the bottom of the Tianming River. How is this possible? This person has a close relationship with Di. Could it be that he was the one who caused the disappearance of the Heaven Underworld River water? The three fiend gods were completely dumbfounded. It was impossible for a fiend celestial to control the Heaven Nether River. Not to mention the demon god, Even the Yama Lord could not control the Heaven Styx River. After all, they had to see who had created the Heavenly Styx River. But the truth was right in front of him. Suddenly, lightning flashed in the three demon gods' minds. They seemed to have thought of something. Could it be that he is the descendant of that ancestor devil? Chaos Origin Fiend God was quick-witted. This Heavenly Styx River was left behind by that ancestor devil. Only that ancestor devil or his descendant can control the Heavenly Styx River. Or it could be a universe-level life form on the same level as him. That ancestor devil did not leave behind any demon descendants. Seven Firmament Fiend God's expression was gloomy. Besides, he is also a human and does not possess any soul demon bloodline. No, it does not seem like he is controlling the Heavenly Styx River water. He might have borrowed some kind of true treasure. At this moment, Desolate Ocean stared at the scene. Look, there is a beam of light in the center of the water. He should have borrowed this item to release the Heavenly Styx River water and then used it to spin it to form such a terrifying water flow. As a demon god, his eyesight was naturally extraordinary. Even though the three armies had been defeated like a landslide, he still did not panic. Instead, he quickly analyzed and realized something. In other words, when the Heavenly Styx River water disappeared, it was absorbed by this item? Chaos Origin Fiend God pondered and said, to withstand the Heavenly Styx River water, even the strongest spatial saint magic weapon in Dark Demon World would not be able to. No spatial magical machine can withstand the Heavenly Styx River water, unless it comes from a universe-level spatial item of a higher level. Using the world as a space, injecting powerful life elemental energy, and having a self-determined system, can withstand the Heavenly Styx River water. However, Dark Demon World did have a universe-level life form as a guest. If he really left behind a true treasure of this level, it is not impossible. The three demon gods had more or less figured it out. But even if they figured it out, what was the use? Wait, I still think that this kid must have an inseparable relationship with that ancestor devil. At this moment, Desolate Ocean said solemnly, listen to my analysis. Firstly, the Heavenly Styx River was left behind by that ancestor devil. Apart from him, other universe-level life forms would not send someone to collect the Heavenly Styx River water for no reason. That ancestor devil had already become a universe-level life form and naturally had such a true treasure. Moreover, this item was left behind by him. Sending someone to collect it is completely reasonable. The other two demon gods nodded. Then, this kid is definitely not extremely lucky to have obtained such a spatial treasure by chance. Secondly, why is he targeting us? We three demon gods have no enmity with him. He is on good terms with Dai, but that is definitely not the main reason. The main reason is that the three of us are coveting the demonic energy left behind by that ancestor devil. You see, only if he was sent by that ancestor devil would he have enough reason to spend so much effort to attack us. Otherwise, what is he after? Perhaps he has nothing to do with that ancestor devil and is after that demonic energy? That is why he attacked us. Chaos Origin frowned and asked, Chaos Origin, you old-fashioned demon god. Have you lived for too long that your brain has become muddled? Desolate Ocean sneered. He collected the Heavenly Styx River water. That demonic energy is at the bottom of the Heavenly Styx River. We sent 3 armies to search the Heavenly Styx River several times but could not find it. What does this mean? It means that the demonic energy has been taken away long ago. Previously, we suspected that it was Douluo who took it. Now, it seems that the demonic energy was definitely taken by him. Because he collected the Heavenly Styx River, how could he not discover the demonic energy? Chaos Origin coughed a few times. That seemed to be the case. Since the Heavenly Styx River had been collected, how could the demonic energy not be discovered? One had to know that the three demon gods had come here to find the demonic energy at the bottom of the river while the Heavenly Styx River was gone. Previously, the Heavenly Styx River was still here and there was no chance to find it. They thought that Douluo had taken it away. That was why they came to attack the Soul Demon Sacred City. They did not expect that it had been taken away long ago. Desolate Ocean's words should be close to the truth. Seventh Firmament nodded and said, "Later, he came to the Soul Demon Sacred City and discovered that the three of us are coveting this item. This is something left behind by the Ancestor Devil, and he was sent by the Ancestor Devil. Naturally, he will not show mercy to coveters like us. That Dai is certain of this, so he took the opportunity to say those words yesterday." The three demon gods sighed dejectedly. They guessed that Dai had a trump card, but they never expected that it would be this. Heavenly Styx River. What do we do now? The three demon gods exchanged looks. I have two suggestions. Demon god Desolate Ocean said firmly, first, we will risk universal condemnation. Second, we will retreat. First, since this person was sent by the Ancestor Devil, then as long as we kill him, we will have everything we want. But we will definitely become enemies with that Ancestor Devil. Then, we will have to immediately flee the dark demon world and accumulate strength to break through to the demon god realm. Only then will we have a chance to survive. The other two demon gods felt a chill down their backs after hearing this. End of chapter. Chapter 1523. How bold. Primordial Chaos Fiend Celestial Gulp. This was no longer an ordinary level of size. However, which Fiend Celestial had not been on the brink of life and death. The second option is to retreat and seek peace. At the same time, please him and seek a chance to befriend the former demon. However, I estimate that this option will be difficult. After all, it has already left a bad impression. Unless we pay a huge price, it is impossible for us to obtain this opportunity. Not to mention, there is still Douluo and Di. Primordial Chaos Fiend Celestial said slowly, therefore, I suggest we give up on the second option. We should give it a try. Who knows, we might be able to fight for another sky. Well said. Primordial Chaos Fiend Celestial praised. That is what a Fiend Celestial should do. Seventh Firmament praised as well. Seeing this, Primordial Chaos Fiend Celestial nodded slightly and said, "So, what is your choice?" "I choose the second option." "I choose the second option." Primordial Chaos Fiend Celestial and Seventh Firmament said at the same time. Primordial Chaos Fiend Celestial was stunned. He looked at the two Fiend Celestials as though they were traitors. "What do you mean?" Primordial Chaos Fiend Celestial and Seventh Firmament exchanged glances and coughed respectively. The first option is a chance. The second option is also a chance. Moreover, the probability was not too different. One might be higher, but the probability of death was higher. This is because the former demon's means are already unimaginable. Who knows, when we make a move, he might be able to attack us from across countless great world. When that happens, we won't even know how we died. After all, the former demon could casually send someone to take away the Heaven Styx River. This is something we did not expect before. Therefore, the second option is to not court death. Seventh Firmament nodded. He had the same thought. Primordial Chaos Fiend Celestial looked at the two Fiend Celestials with even more anger. They were both veteran Fiend Celestials. They did not have any drive or courage. In that case, Primordial Chaos Fiend Celestial looked at the two Fiend Celestials coldly. Seventh Firmament and Primordial Chaos Fiend Celestial thought to themselves. Was he going to break off relations with them? I choose the second option too, Primordial Chaos Fiend Celestial said. They are retreating? Wang Feng, who was in the middle of the ring-shaped water current, watched the distant demonic warship retreat. Heaven Styx River's ring-shaped water current. But in fact, the Fiend Celestial's fleet. It was impossible to completely wipe them out in a short period of time. Only if the entire Heaven Styx River appeared, which was hundreds of thousands of kilometers wide, would it be able to easily cover most of the devilish warships. What was released from the God-forbidden space might not even be 1/10 of what was released. Looks like he doesn't intend to fight head-on. Wang Feng heaved a sigh of relief. Using this method to control the God-forbidden space consumed a lot of mental energy. So the disappearance of the heavenly underworld river that caused a huge uproar in the Soul Demon Sacred City was you who took away the heavenly underworld river, right? Beside Wang Feng, Silvermoon was stunned for a long time before she reacted. You used this to collect the Heaven Styx water? What is this? Silvermoon looked at the irregular, translucent polyhedron in Wang Feng's hand. Shouldn't it be my turn to ask you now, and not the other way around? Wang Feng asked. Your tone doesn't sound good. Are you doubting my identity? Silvermoon blinked. I thought that with your friendship with the Silver Dragon and your understanding of her, you would have guessed something. Silvermoon chuckled and said slowly, Me? I am the consciousness of the Silver Dragon's desire, a life form formed from her. After you left the Void Dimension, she knew that she wasn't strong enough, so she planned to find a place in the God realm to continue cultivating. Unfortunately, you weren't by her side. After she absorbed the Dragon God's blood essence, her cultivation improved greatly, but as her cultivation deepened, she couldn't find a way to vent her various desires. You could have helped her suppress the side effects of the Dragon God's blood essence. Who told you to leave? Because this desire had already given birth to a new consciousness and personality in her soul. She couldn't control this desire, and in order to not be controlled by it, she separated herself. She didn't want to control it, so she separated me. This way, it's good for her, and it's good for me. I am her and she is me. I am the amalgamation of her desires. After she separated me, her cultivation improved greatly. Now it's comparable to the Dragon Gods. Her original strength was that of a peak first-tier god. But there's a side effect. Silvermoon let out a bell-like laugh as she said this. It was extremely charming. When she laughed, her eyes rippled with a seductive charm. Wang Feng felt that there was something wrong with this laughter. He did have some guesses about Silvermoon's origins, but there were still some discrepancies. What side effect? Wang Feng asked. When the Silver Dragon separated me, even her emotions were taken away by me. She doesn't have many emotions now. No, the latter said that she didn't understand what her emotions were in the first place. Now they're completely gone, Silvermoon said. If you stand in front of her, she'll recognize you and know that you're Wang Feng. She'll be familiar with you. But she might look at you like you're a stranger. To put it simply, she has no emotions, so her cultivation can improve greatly without hindrance. If she absorbs the Golden Dragon King's essence, she might even surpass the Dragon God and become an existence of a higher level. Hearing this, Wang Feng nodded. That's pretty good. Huh. Silvermoon looked at Wang Feng in surprise. Something's wrong with you. The Silver Dragon doesn't have any emotions. Don't you understand? She had thought that he would be furious and angry when he heard this news. If she doesn't have any emotions, then so be it. Isn't it a good thing that her cultivation can improve greatly? She's lived for so many years, so she shouldn't have many emotions, right? Wang Feng said. This time, it was Silvermoon's turn to look at Wang Feng in shock. You're really not right. Then I'll make it clearer. Silvermoon stared at Wang Feng. The Silver Dragon doesn't have any feelings for you. ? Wang Feng was momentarily stunned. The Silver Dragon has feelings for me? Wait, what happened between me and the Silver Dragon? Wang Fengxin's heart skipped a beat. Oh no, I don't seem to have any memories. Only then did Wang Feng come to his senses. In his memories, the Silver Dragon was just a helper he had found to go to the God realm. TSK, men are indeed heartless and ungrateful. Seeing this, Silvermoon's eyes were filled with disappointment and anger. Looks like you don't have much feelings for the silver dragon. No wonder you didn't react at all when you heard this news. If you say you don't have any feelings at all and you helped me just now, that doesn't make sense. Wang Feng didn't want to talk too much about this topic. He hurriedly said, "Aren't her desires and emotions on you?" "What else?" Silvermoon snorted. "Do you think I would run to a damned place like the Dark Demon Realm? For what reason? Her own emotions and desires are so strong that they have already driven me to come to the Dark Demon Realm to find you. It's just that, what a pity. The falling flowers have feelings, but the flowing water has no feelings. No, you and she are one. What's the difference?" Wang Feng wanted to salvage the situation. Men are not only heartless, but also insatiably greedy. Silvermoon shrugged. "What, you want double the happiness? Dream on." Cough cough. "I didn't mean that. What I meant was that her feelings haven't disappeared. They're only on you." Wang Feng explained. "Can't you fuse with her?" "Impossible. I'm not a clone. I'm a real life, an independent individual." Silvermoon glanced at Wang Feng. "It's the silver dragon's desire and feelings for you that gave birth to me. I can be said to be born because of you. But I'm a complete life. I already have my own soul and consciousness. She even created a body for me. How can I fuse with it at will? Forcefully fusing with it will only result in her cultivation falling and her strength dropping. Two souls in one body with two personalities. She's not willing, and neither am I." Hearing this, Wang Feng's eyes lit up. "What, are you looking forward to it?" Silvermoon looked at Wang Feng's eyes and couldn't help but sneer. After all, this is no longer double the happiness. It's double the happiness, right? End of chapter. Chapter 1524. Wang Feng felt that Silvermoon had completely misunderstood him. However, at this moment, even one more word might cause her to misunderstand. Thus, Wang Feng decided to shut up. He focused on controlling the God-forbidden space. He already knew Silvermoon's background and solved the doubts in his heart. However, it made Wang Feng feel uneasy. In essence, Silvermoon was actually a silver dragon. She was the manifestation of desires and emotions. In other words, Silvermoon's misunderstanding and emotions toward him were not displayed by the silver dragon. In other words, Silvermoon was another type of silver dragon. Silvermoon rejected Wang Feng for treating her as a silver dragon. Naturally, it was because of the exclusiveness of her desires and emotions. "I have lost part of my memory. Don't say too much. Otherwise, if I am discovered, I will forget everything. The world will probably collapse." Wang Feng couldn't help but think of Zhu Zhuqing. At this moment, as the Skystyx river poured into the sky, the three demon god armies fled in panic. The elite troops at the back had originally wanted to give it a try. However, when they saw the situation in front of them, they immediately stopped hesitating. At this moment, preserving their combat strength was the most important. The troops that were drowned by the Skystyx river were basically the vanguard of the demon god army. The armies behind naturally wouldn't stay where they were with their magical ship. Even so, in the sky, the countless devilish warships that were fleeing in all directions looked like gorgeous fireworks that had exploded in the sky. Soon, the dark clouds that covered the sky of the Soul Demon Holy City due to the formation of countless armies slowly faded away. This thought appeared in the minds of the countless soul demons below. If the demon gods didn't attack, this battle would end here. There was no chance of victory. The Skystyx river hanging in the sky made it impossible for any demon god fleet to charge over. Even if they did, they would only become a pile of abandoned magical machine metal. We won. This bizarre scene caused none of the soul demons in the Soul Demon Holy City to be able to make a sound. They either stood on the roofs, leaned against the windows, or stood in the streets and alleys, looking at the sky. They couldn't help but feel as if they were in a dream. Skywestx River, Skywestx River, Demon God Greenradish and Sky Radish Manor came back to her senses. Wang Feng, who are you? You are definitely not an expert from the divine realm. What is your relationship with the real Dai? Even as a demon god, she was greatly shocked. Just like the three demon gods, she could tell what kind of method the other party was using to control the heaven underworld water. But even if he could see it, he still couldn't understand it. Any powerful spatial artifact doesn't have a certain level of strength and recognition. With all the restrictions, it was impossible to use it. Why was he able to use a spatial saint artifact of this level? The Dark Demon World did not have any universe-level items, because even if there were, the demon gods would not be able to use them for long periods of time. Forcefully using it would only result in a backlash. Any university-level artifact would have a university-level life force. Fiend Celestials would not be able to withstand it, unless he has received some kind of recognition. As a demon god, Qing Luo was also very knowledgeable. It was like a demonic artifact of the demonic gods. Even if it was given to the mortals, they would not be able to use it. Without the permission of the demon gods and the various rules and restrictions, even the strongest mortal life form would not be able to use it. His background is definitely not simple. Qing Luo could only make a vague guess. However, what follows will likely be dangerous. Demon gods were powerful existences that could roam the various worlds of the universe. They had a lot of understanding of the various matters of the universe. They were already able to use their own origins to change the world's rules. They were already able to explore the vast universe and become one of the strongest existences within it. Even in the universe, demonic gods were top-notch peerless powerhouses. Also, why did he take the Heaven Styx River? Was it a coincidence, or did he do it on his own accord? Why did he disguise himself as Di and come to the Dark Demon World? He must have an extremely close relationship with the real Di. Could it be? Qing Luo stared at the figure in the middle of the water ring. While she was shocked, she fell into a long period of silence and thought. Qing Luo was the only one who fell into silence. There was also Oscar and the other gods. However, they were different from the demon gods. The demon gods could tell, but they could not tell the crux of the matter. Dai Laohu, use your identity as the deity world's war god and tell me loudly. Is this Brother Feng? Ma Hongjuan's neck was red as he chuckled. I never expected that Brother Feng would use such an unsolvable method to force the three demon god armies to retreat. This Azure Sun Demon region's Heaven Styx River is not simple. We have been here for a few days, but I never expected that the Heaven Styx River's disappearance that caused such a huge uproar a few days ago was actually Brother Feng's doing. Is there even a need to think about it? Dai Mubai rubbed his chin. Other than Wang Feng, there is no one else who can do such a thing. I cannot think of a second person. Drowning the three armies. These three demon gods will probably be traumatized for the rest of their lives. That's natural. I thought I had absolute confidence in winning. But I did not expect the tables to be turned. If I were a demon god, I would probably be so angry that my brain would bleed. But there is nothing I can do. Just looking at the Heaven Styx River exerts great pressure on our mind. Oscar shook his head. I really don't know how he did it. No wonder Brother Feng can be brothers with a demon god like Di. If I were Di, I would probably have to lower my status too. Ma Hongjun sighed. These three demon gods lost blood. The entire Dark Demon World will probably spread Brother Feng's name. The group was discussing. Only Zhu Zhuqing was deep in thought. That Di. Is he really that close to Wang Feng? She thought. Also, when he attacked just now, he seemed to have flown to the silver-haired woman's side. That silver-haired woman is the external aid that demon god Qing Luo invited. Do they know each other? Or do they have some special relationship? Especially now. Zhu Zhuqing looked at the huge circular water ring in the distant sky. She could vaguely see two figures in the middle. If he had attacked a little later, that silver-haired woman would definitely have ended up like martial ancestor Yun Tianqing. Or even worse. Zhu Zhuqing sighed softly. There's another woman I don't know. Oscar and the others were lamenting Wang Feng's use of the Heaven Styx River to heavily injure the three demon god armies and turn the tables. Zhu Zhuqing acutely sensed that something was amiss. I'll find a chance to ask him when he returns. He must have experienced many things during the time we were apart. He thought unhurriedly in his heart. Her gaze could not leave that figure. On a towering mountain peak not far from the Soul Demon sacred city. That is the Heaven Styx River. No wonder. No Flower Demon Master and Celestial Demon Supremacy looked into the distance. It was a rare sight. This child's background is definitely extraordinary. No Flower Demon Master said in a low voice. Is that so? Celestial Demon Supremacy curled his lip. A hint of surprise flashed in his eyes. Ever since the three demon gods started fighting, the two of them had been watching the battle. After all, this battle was extremely important. End of chapter. Chapter 1525. Heaven Styx Water, even Hell Master can't take it. Because there isn't any space item that can carry it, let alone control it. This isn't an ordinary lake. No Flower Demon Master shook his head. This was left behind by that first demon. That first demon has already become a universe-level life form, a supreme being in the universe. This Heaven Styx Water may not be important to him. However, the Heaven Styx Water that carries the wishes of countless soul demons in Dark Demon Sector isn't something a demon god can control. Unless it's a life form of the same level as him, it's very hard to move this Heaven Styx Water. You're saying he's related to that first demon? Sky Demon Master was slightly dazed, then suddenly said, but when he attacked, he seemed to have a special relationship with that silver-haired woman. Could it be? No Flower Demon Master was dazed, then said, Master, you're focusing on the wrong thing. That silver-haired woman came from the God world. Didn't you notice? This human definitely came from the God world too. The two should have some relationship. What I'm saying is, this human Wang Feng should be related to that first demon. Sky Demon Master was silent. Even if there's no relationship, he definitely has a great connection with other universe-level life forms. No Flower Demon Master pondered for a while. And since the birth of Dark Demon Sector, there have been 1 or 2 universe-level life forms that have come here. Not many know about this, because if a universe-level life form wants to hide, even a demon god might not be able to find it, much less a soul demon. No Flower Demon Master turned to look into the distance. If he's not related to that first demon, then Green Sun Demon Region once had a universe-level life form, Crimson God Skyfox. It seemed to be the first time Sky Demon Master heard of it. Fox? She frowned slightly. However, I don't know why he came here. Of the 9 demon gods, the oldest one, Withered Demon God, might know a thing or two. No Flower Demon Master suddenly said, whether or not he's related to a universe-level life form, he's in danger now. What do you mean? Sky Demon Master's eyes flashed, his killing intent rising. You're saying those 3 demon gods might take the risk to attack him? Kill him? That's right. If I were those 3 demon gods, I'd know about this too. Moreover, he collected the Heavenly Styx River, so he definitely obtained that wisp of fiendish energy as well. In that case, the 3 fiend celestials would probably suspect that he was related to the former fiend. Fiend celestials have the courage to do such a thing. No Flower Demon Master said slowly. There's an extremely high possibility that they'll choose to attack. Kill him. He used a universe-level item, which consumed a lot of energy. Even the Heaven Underworld River water was only released a little. Heavenly Demon Venerable narrowed his eyes and continued slowly. He must have killed him while he was weak. Furthermore, in order to prevent the other party from using the Heaven Styx River's water to defend himself, the Heaven Styx River's water had been destroyed. These 3 fiend celestials might pretend to have been beaten into submission to show their weakness before attacking. Hearing this, Flowerless Demon Master looked at Heavenly Demon Venerable in shock. As expected of the successor chosen by the Lord of Hell. How sinister! Even he hadn't calculated so much. He only knew that the 3 fiend celestials would not let them off so easily. The demonic warship was crushed. However, fiend celestials were the true peak combat power. Even if the Forbidden Origin Devil Space Array was removed, there would still be demon gods Qingluo and Dai. However, their opponents were 3 fiend celestials. There would still be a chance. If it's as you say, it'll depend on his own strength and whether he can survive or not. No, Flower Demon Master nodded. With my understanding of these 3 fiend celestials, there's a 90% chance they'll do as you say. With that, Heavenly Demon Venerable suddenly flew towards Seoul, Yao Sacred City. You want to attack? No, Flower Demon Master was stunned. Of course, this person is so special. If he's related to the former demon, how can we let him die at the hands of these 3 fiend celestials? With my strength, it's not difficult to fight these 3 fiend celestials. Heavenly Demon Venerable snorted coldly. That's reasonable. This Wang Feng and Dai have a close relationship. If he's related to the former demon, it's better to kill him than to risk it. No, Flower Demon Master nodded. It's a pity that the 3 fiend celestials covet the demonic energy. It's impossible for them to befriend him. Hence, they can only choose to risk it. In the sky, water filled the sky. As large amounts of demonic warships sank into the Heaven Underworld River, Wang Feng gradually felt his mental energy being drained. It's about time. I'll take it back first. I have to give these 3 fiend celestials a chance. Wang Feng pondered, exposing the Heaven Underworld River and drowning the 3 fiend celestial armies. Wang Feng had expected this. The Heaven Underworld River had a high status in the Dark Fiend world. He had also obtained some secret information from Fiend Celestial Qingluo. This Heaven Underworld River was also related to the former demon and that demonic energy. Naturally, if he revealed the Heaven Underworld River, these fiend celestials would definitely guess that he was related to the former demon. Only then would they realize that the demonic energy was on him. They only have 2 choices. Either they take the risk and attack me, or they obediently retreat. If I were a fiend celestial, I would definitely take the risk and attack. Wang Fengxin calculated in his mind. According to the known information, this was an easy conclusion to draw. But in fact, he didn't have any demonic energy on him. It had nothing to do with the ancestor devil. The only thing he had was that crimson deity Skyfox. Speaking of which, where is that demonic energy? Wang Feng pondered. At the bottom of the Heaven Nether River, when I was collecting the Heaven Nether River's water, there was a huge amount of Heaven Nether water. I didn't know about this, so I didn't have the chance to search. And these 3 fiend celestials didn't find it. Otherwise, they wouldn't have attacked the Soul Demon Sacred City. Then where is it? Wait, there might be a possibility. He seemed to have thought of something. At this moment, Silvermoon suddenly said, You seem to be in danger. The 3 fiend celestials haven't left. How much of your combat strength do you have left? Silvermoon knew that the information was wrong, but she seemed to be very sharp. She saw Wang Feng slowly withdraw the Heaven Underworld River. He immediately sensed that there was an invisible undercurrent in the boundless sky. The Soul Demon Sacred City below has already begun to celebrate. Silvermoon glanced at him. About 50% left. Wang Feng said. 50%? Silvermoon was stunned. Her expression changed. Then why aren't you running? Don't forget that you only repelled those fleet. There are still 3 fiend celestials behind them. Previously, it was only the Soul Demon Sacred City and the 3 fiend celestials that were lacking in strength. Now there are only 2 fiend celestials in the Sacred City, Qing Luo and Di Yi. At most, they are on the same level. Wang Feng nodded. He was silent. At this moment, fiend celestials rolled in the sky. Qing Luo flew to Wang Feng's side first and said slowly, "Retreat first. Don't leave the Soul Demon Sacred City. I will think of a way to deal with these 3 fiend celestials. Without those fiend celestials, the 3 of them cherish their lives and won't dare to fight to the death with me." She came very quickly. Naturally, she had expected this. Moreover, she knew that Di Yi was Wang Feng in disguise. This meant that even at this moment, the combat strength of both sides was not equal. However, the next moment, 3 fiend celestials appeared from the void. They were the 3 fiend celestials, Primordial Chaos, 7 Firmament, and Huang Hai. Qing Luo looked at them as if she was facing a great enemy. The 3 fiend celestials looked at each other and bowed respectfully to Wang Feng. "We pay our respects to the first demon sacred son. We didn't know your identity before, so we rashly attacked. We know that we have made a big mistake. We have specially come to beg the first demon sacred son to forgive us." After saying that, they bowed in fear and half knelt in the void. Seeing this, the sky was dead silent. Wang Feng looked at the 3 fiend celestials with a head full of question marks. End of this chapter. Chapter 1526. These 3 fellows are plotting against me? Wang Feng's mind was filled with question marks. What level were fiend celestials at? How could they submit so easily? Former fiend Holy Son? From the looks of it, these 3 old fools are guessing that I have an intimate relationship with that former fiend. They even came up with the title of former fiend Holy Son. Wang Fengxin was extremely wary. As he was already mentally prepared, the 3 fiend celestials' reactions were unexpected. Wang Feng immediately figured out what was going on. And at that moment, the actions and words of the 3 fiend celestials clearly left countless soul fiends and soul demons stunned. Even though they could not hear what the 3 fiend celestials were saying. However, he could see it clearly. Former fiend Holy Son? Qing Luo was taken aback for a moment before she immediately sent a voice transmission to Wang Feng. "Be careful of trickery." Wang Feng narrowed his eyes. "Forgive you?" Wang Feng asked. "You coveted the fiendish qi left behind by the former fiend and even waged war on the Azure Sun Fiend region. Trying to snatch the fiendish qi by force is a grave sin." Upon saying that, Wang Feng looked into the sky with a heavy expression. He left behind a wisp of fiendish qi in the tenebrous fiend world to give this world a chance. Fiendish qi is not obtained by the fated. Back then, he went to great lengths for the tenebrous fiend world and made immortal contributions. Only then did he obtain 3 wisps of fiendish qi, allowing him to transcend. Similarly, if you want to obtain the fiendish qi, you will not be able to withstand it if you do not make great contributions to the tenebrous fiend world. Yet, the 3 of you want to vie for the fiendish qi. You have violated the rules. How can I forgive you? Upon hearing that, the 3 fiend celestials were taken aback. Even Qing Luo was taken aback. She took a few glances at Wang Feng. "What do you mean? Are you putting on an act?" Qing Luo fell silent for a long while. It was impossible for him to have anything to do with the former fiend. If not, he would not have asked her about Tian Mingyi and the former fiend. However, the 3 fiend celestials did not know. Cunning. What is he trying to do? Qing Luo thought to herself. She could not guess what Wang Feng was up to. She was not the only one. At that moment, Heavenly Fiend Supremacy and Fiend Lord Wuhua. It's very likely that the 3 fiend celestials are scheming. Could he be taking it for real? Can't you tell? Heavenly Demon Venerable snorted coldly. He seemed to be very dissatisfied with this. The groveling of the demon god might be beyond his expectations. No flower demon master thought for a moment. He wants to take this opportunity to play the role of the first demon Holy Sun. This will make the 3 fiend celestials even more fearful. He's afraid that the 3 fiend celestials are scheming against him. However, no one can say for sure if he is related to the ancestor demon. We're already close to the soul demon sacred city. Let's take a look first. Heavenly demon Honorable said indifferently. I want to see what other tricks he has up his sleeve. Was he fooled by the 3 demon gods, or was he fooling the 3 demon gods? How can I forgive him? Wang Feng repeated these words and took a step forward. His aura was like a river of stars falling into the wilderness, covering the clouds. He's really good at intimidating others with his connections. Beside him, Silvermoon curled her lips and muttered to herself. The 3 demon gods immediately became even more terrified. They looked at each other, and as they communicated with their eyes, a few strange lights flashed. No one could guess what they were thinking. We are willing to offer our demon souls in exchange for the first demon Holy Sun's forgiveness. The 3 demon gods said in unison. Offering their demon souls. This was unheard of for the demon god. The demon souls of the demon gods were extremely powerful, and it was obviously impossible to offer all of them. Because of this, the demon gods would only be left with a shell. The demon souls that the 3 demon gods were talking about were their demon soul crystal cores. Back when Wang Feng was in the Douluo world, the soul demons he encountered, as well as the soul demons of the dark demon realm, they all had soul crystal cores, a kind of energy crystal that could store memories, spiritual power, and the structure of the God Slayer. This thing was bound to the soul. As long as one obtained it, they would be able to obtain all the memories stored inside. And the soul crystal cores of high-rank soul demons were bound to the God Slayer. It was very important. Giving it to someone else meant that half of their lifeline was in the hands of the other party. Once this thing was destroyed, the demon gods would also be severely injured. Not to mention demon gods, even demon lords and demon masters rarely offered this thing. Demon god Qing Luo frowned. These 3 demon gods were really putting in a lot of effort. For those below demon lord level, having their soul crystal cores in the hands of an outsider was truly a matter of life and death. For those above demon lord level, even if their soul crystal cores were destroyed, they would not die. However, their cultivation level would regress, and their demon souls would be injured to a certain extent. But even so, it was a huge loss for the demon gods. Oh! Wang Feng seemed surprised as he sneered and shook his head. That won't do. I will not be staying in this world for too long. When the time comes, I will have to return to report. There's no way I can return after taking the soul crystal cores of 3 demon gods. Qing Luo glanced at him. Hey, you are still acting. Immediately following that, Wang Feng added, I can only take the soul crystal core of one of you, so I can only spare one of you. I will not let him be punished. As for the other 2, you can stay in your respective fiend domains and eat well. Just wait for your elder's punishment. Sure. Qing Luo's eyes lit up slightly. This move could not only test if they were faking it, it could also cause their internal battle lines to immediately crumble. The 3 demon gods were stunned once again. Interesting. The distant fiend lord No Flower said with a smile. From the looks of it, not only did he notice something amiss with the 3 demon gods, he even plans on using this opportunity to split them apart. He even cleverly used the fake identity of the first fiend's holy son. Even if the 3 demon gods had the intention to kill him, it was because there was no chance of salvaging the situation. Now, he has given them such an opportunity. It will definitely make the 3 demon gods hesitate, making it difficult for them to remain so resolute. After all, if he is really related to that first fiend, we can destroy him by dispersing the 3 of them. He won't live for long. Celestial Fiend Supremacy grunted as the corners of his mouth curled up slightly. He seemed to find it rather interesting as he continued watching. The reason I spared one of you is because you are demon gods of the tenebrous fiend world. Wang Feng said leisurely. Why? Didn't you come to an agreement? You can decide on this one. Insidious. Qing Luo thought to herself. If the actions of these three demon gods are faking it, they will definitely not be able to hold back and attack him together. However, it will be too late because they are unable to accept such a request. Qing Luo chuckled inwardly. If it's true, it means that the three demon gods will definitely fight it out. These three demon gods want to feign a surrender and take the opportunity to attack. Unfortunately, he has already seen through it. With this in mind, Qing Luo remained vigilant as she looked at the three demon gods with a smile. This battle had been well fought. Not only did her Soul Fei sacred city not suffer any losses, the three demon gods had even lost a large portion of their fleet. Now, they had been completely taken advantage of by this human's mouth. It was a huge win. The three demon gods fell silent for a long while. Gentlemen, what are you waiting for? Huang Hai looked at primordial chaos and 7 firmaments and gave them a look. End of chapter. Chapter 1527. Attack. The three fiend celestials conversed telepathically. Killing intent was revealed. The fiend celestials had extremely sharp senses. Almost immediately, Qing Luo sensed it. Furthermore, they had long prepared for it. The attacks of fiend celestials were often earth-shattering. The origin fiend spatial array had already been removed by the three fiend celestials. Instantly, the heavenly cycle changed. It was as though they had entered another world. This is Chaos Fiend Celestial's Chaos Origins. He is using his origins to change the surrounding world, forcefully turning the spot we are in into the chaos space of the birth of the heaven and earth. Qing Luo bellowed. In such a space, all the laws are readjusted. It is one of the strongest origins among the 9 fiend celestials. It is also one of the strongest origins in the tenebrous fiend world. Origins were the fiend celestials' greatest reliance. Chaos Fiend Celestial's origins already involved the evolution of various laws. It could even forcefully change the spatial structure of the tenebrous fiend world, allowing the battle situation to remain advantageous. Just like now, Wang Feng could clearly feel a strange pressure coming from all around him. The tenebrous fiend Qi vanished. There was no light in the surroundings, as though they were in a vacuum. Even the fiend celestial's psyche powers could not penetrate 1,000 meters. His 5 senses and 6 senses were greatly weakened. In such an environment, ordinary life forms would not even last a second. If the one that followed Wang Feng into the wormhole world was not Imperial Fiend Celestial but Chaos Fiend Celestial, that would probably be 2 different stories. Immediately following that, an intense rumbling reverberated from afar. The next moment, there was an endless stream of terrifying and bizarre sounds. It sounded like a lament for the fall of a world. It was enough to destroy one's mind. Its 7th firmament's absolute sound origins. And it's an overlapping of origins. 7th firmament's origins are extremely destructive. In such a chaotic space, it can produce the full might of such origins. Qing Luo's eyes shot out a blue beam of light that transformed into a massive barrier that enveloped Wang Feng and Silver Moon. The surrounding chaos made them appear to have vanished from the eyes of others. This is only the prelude, Qing Luo said with a voice transmission. They still have various means they have yet to use. The 3 fiend celestials indeed have murderous intent. Furthermore, they have the intent to kill. Only origins can deal with origins. It was as though there was a massive army in every direction. In the chaotic space, along with the rumbling ancient sound, fierce winds howled, as if wanting to devour everything. The laws of heaven and earth changed. Wang Feng felt a boundless weight, and he couldn't move at all. He couldn't feel anything in the space. Only the demonic sounds penetrated his body and reached the depths of his soul. Very strong, Wang Feng said slowly as a dot of light appeared on his fingertip. Space seemed to stop for a moment. Qing Luo was somewhat surprised. He hadn't said those words through telepathy. Instead, he said it out loud. In the primal chaos space, all the laws changed. All of the demon god's senses vanished. Only his spiritual power was still there, so he could barely communicate. How was it possible for him to speak? Unless his origin was even stronger than chaos origin demon gods. Break! Wang Feng's voice reverberated like a god's voice. His terrifying voice seemed to contain an endless devouring power. As Wang Feng pointed his finger forward, the surrounding space seemed to be engulfed in flames, and it began to crack inch by inch. A demonic figure flashed through the void like a ghost. Demon blood spilled out of his mouth. It was Chaos Origin Demon God. It's the Origin Tribulation. Chaos Origin Demon God's eyes lit up as he roared. It's the Origin Tribulation Divine King's devouring origin. This kid is the descendant of the Divine World's Origin Tribulation Divine King. Unfortunately, he couldn't say a word despite his loud roar. The Origin's backlash. One of the functions of devouring origin. Once successful, the owner of the origin would suffer the effects of their origin. Chaos Origin Demon God was an old-school demon god. He was the same as Qing Luo. The difference was, he was older than Qing Luo. He was from the same era as Shang Origin Demon God. He was an existence that had experienced the Second Great War with the Divine World. The great arrays of the Divine World and Dark Demon World were too old. There were very few soul demons left in the world today. An Origin Tribulation Divine King had taken action during the Divine War. But as time passed, most of the soul demons didn't understand. Only those at the level of Demon God knew a little. Origin Tribulation, in the void, Demon God's seven firmament slowly appeared. His expression wasn't very good. Shang Mingyang said that Origin Tribulation Divine King appeared in the Divine World. Could it be him? Impossible. Origin Tribulation Divine King isn't that weak. Even with Origin Tribulation Divine King's strength, we didn't even have a chance to attack. He's not just Origin Tribulation Divine King. He has other abilities. I can sense that his body is even stronger than Origin Tribulation God King back in the day. And his soul is extremely terrifying. Even my origin can't affect it. Demon God Seven Firmament felt the terrifying energy contained in the light. Huang Hai, why aren't you attacking? Chaos Origin Demon God suddenly transmitted his voice. What's the hurry? Qing Luo hasn't attacked either. She must be on guard. This human is so strong. It seems that the three of us might not be able to defeat him. Let's retreat. Demon God Huang Hai replied. You think we should retreat just because you say so? You're the one who came up with this plan. Now you want to retreat? Do you think it's that easy? Chaos Origin Demon God snorted. Huang Hai gave two suggestions. As a demon god, he couldn't just choose one. So he chose both. He would first choose the second option and pretend to compromise. He would observe the other party's situation. If the situation changed, he would choose the first option. But the other party was very cunning. There was no chance for him to make up for it. He could only forcefully attack and find an opportunity. After all, the other party had the fiendish aura on him. Didn't he go through so much trouble just for the fiendish aura? Since you don't want to retreat, use some life or death means. If we don't go all out now, we won't have another chance. Demon God Huang Hai said coldly. It doesn't matter if the other party is related to that ancestor fiend. Now, there's Origin Tribulation Divine King. If we don't destroy this child and obtain the fiendish aura, we might have to flee back to our own fiendish domains and slowly wait for death. Upon hearing that, Chaos Origin Demon God and Seven Firmament felt their hearts jolt. Life and death means. On the other side, Wang Feng narrowed his eyes as he watched the space around him being devoured. Demon gods wouldn't give up so easily. However, Wang Feng never expected that there would be a demon god who knew about Origin Tribulation Divine King's origins. After all, Origin Tribulation Divine King had existed for a very long time. It was several times longer than when Dai entered the tenebrous fiend world. She seemed to sense something. Qing Luo's expression changed drastically. Two strange weapons appeared in the distance, emitting a brilliant light. It's specially made for Godslayer. Be careful, they are about to get serious. Qing Luo's heart jolted. Even as a demon god, she felt an extreme sense of danger. If a demon god didn't use Godslayer, no one other than Yamalord could kill him. However, it was different when Godslayer was used. End of chapter. Chapter 1528. Wang Fengxin was astounded. Previously, he had seen Qing Luo's exclusive god-slaying scythe, Azure Fiend Scythe. Back then, it gave Wang Feng immense pressure. Now, he saw two different god-slayers. The pressure from the two strange weapons was in no way inferior to Qing Luo's. Almost immediately, Wang Feng sensed that the surrounding chaos space seemed to be injected with countless liquids as the pressure increased drastically. The surrounding pressure slowly solidified into a solid state, about to crush him to pieces. At the instant these two god slayers appeared, the Fiend Celestial's origins increased several-fold. If I could rely on Origin Tribulation Godly Monarch's origins to be stronger than my opponent, I would not be afraid. Now, it's hard to say. Primordial Chaos Fiend Celestial's origins were extremely powerful. To be precise, a Fiend Celestial's origins were not weak. The origins that they cultivated for countless years could even change a portion of the tenebrous fiend world's spatial laws, creating a battlefield that belonged to them. This is the strength of the 9 great Fiend Celestials. Wang Feng closed his eyes. The chaos space created by Primordial Chaos Fiend Celestial reduced everything to zero. In this space, there was not even an ounce of energy. It was in a state of absolute chaos. After the exclusive god slaying appeared, the chaos space seemed to be augmented, raising the various laws to a whole new level. This is Primordial Chaos Fiend Celestial's exclusive god slaying, Sacred Heart Willow Branch. Primordial Chaos Fiend Celestial is not known for his offensive strength, but his various means can prevent any Fiend Celestial from using their full strength. Qing Luo's mental voice transmission sounded slowly. At the same time, Wang Feng, who had closed his eyes, suddenly saw symbols. The glowing symbols appeared directly in his mind, converging into a terrifying river. Vaguely, Wang Feng's soul seemed to hear a humming sound. From the river formed by the glowing symbols, it rippled out. His soul was humming as his consciousness was like a dandelion, being blown away without him knowing. 7 Firmaments Star Fiend Tone Jade. The origins he comprehended back then was the soul tone origins related to soul rhythms. A soul tone can change the dimensions of a world, reversing time and space. Even the souls of Fiend Celestials like us would temporarily lose their souls after being struck by the Star Fiend Tone Jade. At this moment, demonic god Qing Luo's eyes glowed with azure light. The pitch-black azure demonic scythe appeared in her hand. A terrifying aura suddenly rose from her body into the sky. It was unknown what move Greenvine Radish used, but the Azure Fiend scythe streaked across the chaos space in a formless trajectory. Wang Feng felt as if his soul had returned to his body. He suddenly woke up. A premonition of danger arose from the bottom of his heart. In an instant, Wang Feng's divine ring exploded, and several origins turned into rays of light around him. Rumble! A strong airflow erupted in the air, and then it began to crack inch by inch. It was like glass breaking. Humph! As the space shattered, a muffled groan came from the void. Qing Luo, you took one of my and Primordius attacks head-on. Even if your Azure Demon Scythe is comparable to our Deicide, You must have been heavily injured, right? You can't possibly defeat us in a clash of origins. This human didn't specialize in godslaying. Even if he has the Origin Tribulation Godking's quintessence, it's a pity that he didn't obtain all of it. He's not the real Origin Tribulation Godking. No, even if he is the real Origin Tribulation Godking, he might not be able to withstand our current strength. The person who spoke was Seven Firmament. Wang Feng looked at Greenvine Radish. He had been struck by Seven Firmament's soul voice, so he wasn't sure what had happened. The exclusive deicide Star Fiend sound ring was truly extraordinary. So what? Greenvine Radish's arm trembled slightly, but her expression remained unchanged. Even her aura remained undisturbed. Good Chinese. The azure fiend's scythe in her hand dimmed slightly. Spiderweb-like patterns appeared on the scythe, extending all the way to Greenvine Radish's arm. It was as though a special power had been unlocked. Her body also began to change. She no longer looked like a human. Instead, she had become a soul fae. Her skin had a faint azure color, and her body had grown by 7 to 8 meters. She looked like a tiny giant. In every other aspect, she was extremely different from humans. Azure feathers even appeared on her head, and her body was covered in layers of scales. She was a true soul fae. Her aura was much stronger than the first time Wang Feng saw her. It's Greenvine Radish's true body, Phoenix Qilin's soul fae. Wang Feng had some understanding of soul fae. However, the races of fiend celestials were widely known in the 9 regions. It was not a secret. The suppression of exclusive deicide treasures is very strong. Wang Feng muttered. In a sense, the strength of exclusive deicide treasures was in no way weaker than the Chaos Green Lotus that had taken on various forms and materialized connate cardinal treasures. However, they were definitely not stronger. And previously, Wang Feng had relied on his Chaos Green Lotus to clash with godly monarchs before reaching level 100. If he had used the materialized Chaos Green Lotus, he would probably have been able to kill godly monarchs. It was obvious how terrifying the enhancement of these treasures was. After all, they were fiend celestials from the 9 regions. These exclusive deicide treasures had been created using countless resources from various worlds. They had even been nurtured for countless years. Treasures at this level would definitely enhance one's body tremendously. It was also the greatest trump card of a fiend celestial apart from their origins. At this moment, Wang Feng sensed that it was extremely difficult to defeat 3 fiend celestials with just his origins as Tribulation Origin Godly Monarch. Perhaps I can try fusing the origins. Wang Fengxin's heart skipped a beat. Tribulation Origin Godly Monarch had inherited 7 origins. It could be said that no fiend celestial had that many origins. From this, it could be seen that Tribulation Origin Godly Monarch had a strong foundation. After all, the number of origins cultivated by a fiend celestial was also one of the criteria to measure a fiend celestial. Tribulation Origin Godly Monarch could easily defeat the fiend celestials from Dark Demon World. This number of origins was definitely one of the important reasons. I don't have exclusive deicide treasures. As long as Chaos Origin Fiend Celestial is alive, his Chaos Origins will always exist. Qing Luo can only break it once to reduce the pressure on me. And the Chaos Dimension formed by the Chaos Origins isolates everything. Even the main body cannot sense it. Under such circumstances, unless I completely destroy Chaos Origin Fiend Celestial's origins, I will not be able to possess the main body. With my current divine power and Pangu Axe martial soul, I still have a chance. He made up his mind. Wang Feng stopped thinking about it. The next moment, he clenched his hand and Judgment Origins turned into a divine light like a star core. Elements. Among the several great origins, the one with the strongest destructive power was the Judgment Origin. Redemption and indestructibility fused with his body. Elements and Devour were universal. If he wanted to fuse them, he would have to fuse judgment origins with the other two origins. Perhaps only then would he be able to erupt with the strongest power. Regarding the comprehension of these few types of origin sources, Wang Feng already had considerable experience. This was because these essences were all inherited. Fundamentally speaking, they were not comprehended by Wang Feng. Its power was not comparable to when tribulation origin godly monarch used it. It was just that Wang Feng's divine power was strong enough. His soul and body might even be stronger than tribulation origin godly monarch. Chapter 1529. There was no hesitation. Help me create 3 seconds. 3 seconds later, I will fuse my origins and attempt to destroy primordial chaos Fian Celestial's origins. Wang Feng directly sent a voice transmission to Qing Luo. Origins fusion? Are you mad? How can origins be fused? Qing Luo replied almost subconsciously. Origins are the energy core of the worldly laws a Fiend Celestial has figured out. It is a source of power that belongs solely to them. It absolutely cannot be fused. If not, the nomological energy contained in the origins will explode, clearing the entire world and returning to nothingness. It was not unprecedented for origins to fuse. Many fearless soul fiends in the tenebrous fiend world had attempted it. The final outcome was without exception. Not only did they die, they would also implicate their surroundings. It's different, Wang Feng said slowly. We'll talk about it later. Help me by 3 seconds. With that said, Wang Feng began fusing the two origins. Wang Feng naturally knew a little about what Qing Luo said. But there was a huge difference. The 7 origins were all origin tribulation godly monarch. They could fuse to begin with. In other words, the 7 origins complemented each other. After countless years of accumulation, it was not an exaggeration to say that they were one. To put it simply, his 7 origins were septuplet. Their blood could fuse. And the reason why most Fiend Celestials' origins could not fuse was because their origins were not related by blood. Or it could be said that they had yet to reach that level, so they naturally could not fuse. Of course, all of this was Wang Feng's conjecture. When Qing Luo saw this, she did not even have the chance to stop it. She could only face the 3 Fiend Celestials. The 3 seconds Wang Feng mentioned. In the chaos space, it was extremely long. This was because the laws and time had changed. There was even no flow of time. Therefore, Qing Luo could only block for as long as she could. Fusing origins, you are truly courting death. Qing Luo, I advise you to leave as soon as possible. This human doesn't know what's good for him. He wants to fuse origins to crack open my chaos space. When the time comes, you will be the first to suffer. When primordial chaos Fiend Celestial saw Qing Luo come alone, he swept a glance at Wang Feng who was in the void. When he saw the 2 different origins' energies swirling in Wang Feng's palm like the Milky Way, he knew what they were up to. Qing Luo remained silent. Holding the demonic scythe in his hand, his figure changed in the void. Cracks spread all over the place, but they soon recovered to their original state. The star devil sound jade floating in the darkness emitted a soul-devouring ancient sound. Qing Luo's god slayer was the azure fiend scythe. She was a powerful fiend celestial that specialized in offensive attack. Her individual strength was extremely powerful. Unfortunately, a battle between Fiend Celestials would only happen when their overall strength was equal. No matter how powerful an attack was, it was still extremely limited. Why did these 3 Fiend Celestials want to surpass the Fiend Celestial realm? It was because only by reaching a higher Fiend Celestial realm could they truly crush Fiend Celestials. In the dark, chaotic space, broken light and shadows interweaved into beautiful scrolls. A terrifying energy aura, accompanied by the shattering of space, broke apart from the surroundings and was absorbed by this space. Not a single trace of aura could be sensed from the outside world. He didn't even know what was going on. Only the fiend god's methods could be slightly seen through by the fiend god. There weren't many demon masters in the Soul Demon Sacred City. For example, Oscar and company had strength comparable to demon masters, but their strength was limited in the tenebrous fiend world. Their origins were not weak. They could only vaguely sense that after the 3 fiend celestials appeared, their true goal was to forcefully take action. Then, they directly pulled Wang Feng and Qing Luo into an undetectable space. The appearance of the fiend celestials was not surprising, but the methods of the fiend celestials left them astonished. At the same time, in the chaotic space, Wang Feng's mental strength was already circulating to its limit. The fusion of 2 origins was originally expected to have a high chance of success. However, the difficulty was not low. At the first moment of fusion, Wang Feng felt his divine power rapidly drain away. This greatly exceeded Wang Feng's expectations. This was because Wang Feng had chosen the origins of judgment and element. As for the origins of elements, it could dissolve and fuse all things. It was a powerful and profound origin. Logically speaking, the fusion should have been even simpler. However, in reality, it was extremely difficult to execute. In his palm, the 2 origins were like 2 balls of yin and yang light. They spun separately, but were extremely difficult to fuse. There was also no explosion of the origins that Qing Luo had mentioned. Why is the repulsive force of the fusion of judgment and elements so strong? Wang Feng comprehended the 2 origins. Suddenly, Wang Feng vaguely thought of something. Could it be that I lack a medium? What medium is needed to fuse the origins? Wait, could it be? Wang Fengxin's heart moved. His figure suddenly changed. The angel of light and dark martial soul suddenly possessed his body. In an instant, his aura changed abruptly. Ever since he obtained the origins of elements, Wang Feng rarely used the angel of light and dark martial soul to transform. However, in reality, this martial soul was an energy carrier that fused the 7 origins of the Origin Tribulation Divine King. If nothing went wrong, the origins could only be fused after the martial soul possessed his body. It really works. Almost at the moment of possession, Wang Feng immediately felt the 2 origins in his palm begin to fuse at an extremely fast speed. And the channel of energy flow was the martial soul. Wang Feng was slightly excited as he quietly waited for the fusion of the origins to complete. After an unknown period of time, in this chaotic space, he could not feel the flow of time at all. Only when demon god Qing Luo was fighting could Wang Feng clearly sense the energy fluctuations she emitted. Qing Luo, your azure demon scythe is already overloaded. If you persist, slaying god will definitely be injured. Is it worth it? Demon god 7 Firmament's voice sounded from the void. Huang Hai, isn't it time for you to take action? Primordial chaos and I have already exhausted Qing Luo to such an extent. If you don't take action, you will miss the opportunity and it will be difficult. Do I need you to remind me? Demon god Huang Hai, who had been silent for a long time, spoke slowly. Instantly, a golden light appeared. A cold beam streaked across the chaotic space like a meteor. Immediately after, there was a dull groan. Demon god Qing Luo's figure suddenly appeared. Her face was pale. Her body was trembling slightly. If you don't complete it, I'm going to retreat. Demon god Qing Luo's voice sounded weak as she transmitted her voice to Wang Feng. Clearly, she had been severely injured by Huang Hai's final attack. It's done, Wang Feng said slowly. Demon god Qing Luo was stunned. The fusion really succeeded? With that thought in mind, Qing Luo immediately pushed herself to Wang Feng's side. Is this the origins produced from the fusion? Qing Luo scanned Wang Feng's palm with her psyche and could only sense a dot of light the size of a teardrop. She could not sense any aura from it. Immediately, she was alarmed. What kind of thing did you fuse into? That's right. Wang Feng nodded slightly. As for its strength, I can't guarantee it. I only want to blast this chaotic space apart. That's enough. Qing Luo remained silent. What was the point of blasting it apart? In such a situation, he would not be able to escape alone. The three fiend celestials suddenly appeared as their gazes landed on Wang Feng. They suffused a sneer as they looked at the dot of light in Wang Feng's palm. It was as though they were saying, "That's it?" Wang Feng didn't say anything. He only gently threw the speck of light into the primal chaos space. The next moment, the three fiend celestials' expressions changed drastically. Chapter 1530. A speck of light exploded in the void. Time seemed to freeze at this moment. The speck of light turned into countless spiderweb-like purple lightning threads that spread out in all directions. Everywhere it passed, everything was turned to dust. Chaos Origin Fien Celestial's saint-slaying willow branch glowed intensely as if it was under great pressure. However, the speed of recovery of the chaos space could not keep up with the speed of destruction. Chaos Origin Fiend Celestial was shocked and embarrassed as he looked around. Impossible! He could not help but blurt out. Not only had his opponent really fused with the Origins, but its power had even surpassed the chaos space that was augmented by the slaying branch. Origin Tribulation Godking's origins are indeed extraordinary, Seventh Firmament said in a deep voice. Fiend Celestial Seventh Firmament said in a deep voice, but that's not enough to completely shatter your chaos space. Chaos Origin, where's your auxiliary origins? Fiend Celestials usually had at least two origins. The origins contained the laws they had comprehended. A powerful Fiend Celestial would naturally only have one origin. A Fiend Celestial with 9 Saint Demonic Rings was qualified to comprehend the second origin. Chaos Origin Fien Celestial's expression did not look good. Using the second origin will increase the burden on the Saint Heart branch. Once used, it will cause irreparable damage. Forget it. I can't care so much at this time. Seventh Firmament, lend me a hand first. Huang Hai, look for the right time. This kid's fused origins is very powerful. He wants to blow up my chaos space and escape. Later, I'll use the second origin to imprison him. You'll kill him in one blow. Chaos Origin Fiend Celestial, who was hiding in the void, only responded, "Alright." Chaos Origin Fiend Celestial did not hesitate. His heart suddenly flickered with a sapphire light. At the same time, Seventh Firmament put the Star Demonic Sound Ring into his body. A golden crystal core gushed out of his palm, and he placed it on top of Chaos Origin Fiend Celestial. Chaos Origin Fiend Celestial was like a person who had been hungry for a long time and was eating. He frantically absorbed the energy of the golden crystal core. Backtracked. The light in the center of Chaos Origin Fien Celestial's heart instantly turned into a sea of blue light that rippled out. The chaos space covered by this sea of light immediately returned to its original state. When it collided with the speck of light, countless chaotic auras of law's annihilation erupted. Wang Feng looked at the origins. He was about to shatter the chaos origin of Chaos Origin. He did not expect the Fiend Celestials had so many tricks up their sleeve. It's being repaired again? Wang Feng looked into the distance and his face darkened. It should be Chaos Origin Fien Celestial's second origin. We Fiend Celestials have more than one origin. Of Chaos Origin Fiend Celestial, Chaos Origin Fiend Celestial, and of Chaos Origin. However, using two origins at the same time was something that most demon gods could not do. But with the exclusive God Slayer, it was possible. Chaos Origin 2. Moreover, from the looks of it, his second origin should be related to the law of time. It was also very powerful. Coupled with his primal chaos origin, the Fiend Celestial won't even have a chance to escape. Wang Feng remained silent. One Fiend Celestial was still manageable. If he were to face a Fiend Celestial, he would definitely win. But two Fiend Celestials were a qualitative change. Together with their God Slayer, their strength was truly terrifying. Qing Luo looked at Wang Feng, as though she was asking him if he had any other moves. Nothing. Wang Feng looked at the chaos origin that was spreading towards him once again, and shrugged. He had expended a large portion of his divine powers and fused the two origins into one. Yet, he had failed to shatter the chaos origin. What other moves could Wang Feng have? After all, this was the tenebrous fiend world. Fiend celestials were extremely powerful. Nothing? Why do you look so relaxed? Qing Luo was puzzled. You are about to die if you run out of moves. I won't die with you. She never expected the three fiend celestials to make such a move. Although I'm injured, it's not very difficult for me to escape. I just have to pay a huge price, Qing Luo said unscrupulously. Demonic god Qing Luo said without any conscience, after I escaped, you were destroyed by those three fellas. They couldn't get the demonic chi and they also suffered great losses in that battle. Even their exclusive god-slaying technique suffered irreparable damage. I didn't lose out, Qing Luo said. Are you saying all this to convince yourself to leave with a clear conscience? Wang Feng could not help but laugh. Why? If you leave now, will you feel guilty towards me? A little. Qing Luo was taken aback. She never expected Wang Feng to say that. After all I did was pass you some information. After all, you saved the Soul Fei Sacred City. There's no need for that, Wang Feng said slowly. I won't die. Oh. Qing Luo looked around. Do you have other means? I do, but I can't use them in the chaos origin. Qing Luo was somewhat speechless. Isn't that equivalent to not having any? Even if I didn't, I wouldn't be able to survive? Wang Feng laughed. What do you mean? Qing Luo was puzzled. Wang Feng stood calmly in the void and said, I'll give you a hint. That fiendish chi. Qing Luo thought for a moment. That fiendish chi is with you? How can it be with me? Wang Feng shook his head. What I mean is, where could that fiendish chi be? Qing Luo was taken aback by the question. That's right, where could that fiendish chi be? It was at the bottom of the Heaven Nether River. There was no mistake. The Heaven Nether River vanished. The three fiend celestials moved even faster than her. They immediately searched the bottom of the Heaven Nether River. However, they did not find anything. Wang Feng had taken the bottom of the Heaven Nether River, but he clearly did not obtain the fiendish chi. If not, he would not be in such a state. Then, where could that fiendish chi be? That's right. Where could it be? Wang Feng repeated. Qing Luo's curiosity was piqued as she frowned. If you want to know, look ahead. Wang Feng pointed ahead at the two fiend celestials. What do you mean? Just as Qing Luo finished speaking, she suddenly thought of a possibility. Could it be? Qing Luo's body trembled. At that moment, another streak of cold light suddenly appeared in the chaos space, following him like a shadow. However, it was not directed at them. Instead, it was directed at the two fiend celestials. Swish! The cold beam tore through the air. Primordial Chaos Essence's heart was suddenly shattered as the crystal core above his head shattered into countless fragments. In an instant, the two demon gods, Primordial Chaos and Seventh Firmament, let out extremely miserable screams. Huang Hai! Their painful cries were directed at Huang Hai, who was hiding in the void. That's right. The person who had attacked was none other than Huang Hai. That fiendish chi is on Huang Hai. Qing Luo drew a gasp. How did you know? That's right. How did I know? Wang Feng had a calm expression, as though he had long known everything. It was obviously AF*** King guess. What a joke. It was not a complete guess. Wang Feng had been pondering over where the fiendish chi was. Only when the three fiend celestials attacked did Wang Feng suddenly realize that the fiendish chi was definitely in the hands of one of the three fiend celestials. The reason was simple. After the three armies were drowned by the Heaven Nether River, the three fiend celestials believed that he was related to the ancestral fiend and wanted to take the risk of killing him to obtain the fiendish chi. From the looks of it, there was no problem. Wang Feng also felt that there was no problem. There was no problem in the subsequent battles. However, Wang Feng never forgot that the fiendish qi was not on him. Chapter 1531. The three fiend celestials did not hesitate to pay such a huge price to kill him, but the fiendish aura was not with him. Wang Feng said slowly, after the Heaven Styx river vanished, only the three fiend celestials searched the bottom of the Heaven Styx river. Then, the fiendish aura might have appeared in the hands of one of them. However, fiend celestials are selfish. If the fiendish aura can only allow one fiend celestial to surpass his realm, the other two fiend celestials will definitely not be able to obtain the fiendish aura. But if they want to monopolize the fiendish aura, it means that they have to face the other two fiend celestials. But if they directly use the fiendish aura to advance, it will definitely cause a phenomenon. Before they succeed in their advancement, they will probably be killed by the combined forces of the two fiend celestials. Therefore, if I am the first fiend celestial to find the fiendish aura, I will pretend to be ignorant. They will definitely pretend not to know, and then find an opportunity to kill these two demon gods, or divert their attention. Wang Feng looked at the remaining fiend celestial in the void, and narrowed his eyes. In the beginning, this fiend celestial probably wanted to use you and the soul demon sacred city as pawns to divert the attention of the other two fiend celestials. Later on, my appearance made him feel that he had a better target. And after drowning the three armies, this fiend celestial might have thought of eliminating the other two fiend celestials. Without the army, it would be easier for him to manipulate the two fiend celestials. After the army retreated, they could have left directly. Without even showing their faces, they would not have suffered any losses. But they took the risk to try and kill me. It is very likely that the fiend celestial with the fiendish aura had secretly bewitched the other two fiend celestials to attack. He even found a perfect excuse. I, the first fiend Holy Son, possess the fiendish aura. As long as they kill me, they can obtain the fiendish aura. If I were the other two fiend celestials, I would definitely not reject him. After Wang Feng and Qing Luo finished speaking, they looked at Huang Hai. Then, as long as I use a backstab at the critical moment of the battle, even the fiend celestials will not be able to react in time and will definitely be hit. Wang Feng smiled. I have always been guessing when the critical moment would be. Later on, when I fused with the origins and exploded the chaos space, I thought that was the critical moment. Later on, when Chaos Essence and Seventh Firmament joined forces and cast two origins, I knew who the fiend celestial with the fiendish aura was. It was at that time just now. Wang Feng's tone changed. If I were him, I would definitely choose this moment to take action. Even if the two fiend celestials don't perish, they will be mostly crippled. The two of us have already lost more than half of our combat strength, and are no longer a threat to him. Naturally, I wasn't panic. Qing Luo's Qingus Qing Luo, Huang Hai. To have unknowingly, he had a she, what nonsense. Wang, you have the aura, not have to aura. Them aura. It aura of the I to be. Primordial Chaos Demon God and Seventh Firmament Demon God's bodies were in a half-broken state. When they heard this, they were fuming with anger. The three demon gods each had their own responsibilities. B to s, he to twos s to twos was s to deal. Qing Luo never expected him to be so sinister. Under normal circumstances, even if Huang Hai were to sneak an attack, he would not be able to deal any serious damage to them. But it was different just now. If I were you, I would leave immediately after dealing with the two fiend celestials and find a place to absorb the fiendish aura. Wang Feng looked at the chaos space that was beginning to vanish and said with a smile. Chaos Origin Demon God was severely injured, so naturally, he couldn't maintain the chaos space. However, it still needed some time to dissipate. Oh! Huang Hai pricked up his brows and looked at Wang Feng. From the looks of it, you still have a trump card. Hee, truly impressive. As you wish, we shall meet again if fate allows it. Just as his voice faded, Huang Hai immediately vanished from his spot. Wang Feng. This Huang Hai was rather interesting. Wang Feng originally believed that Huang Hai would abide by the law of villains. He should be feeling smug at that moment, watching him and the other two fiend celestials, as well as Qing Luo, being tricked into a sorry state. Then, he would mock him. But he never expected him to leave so decisively. There was even an instant when Wang Feng believed that his judgment was wrong. Esteemed Academy. Or was there another reason? This Huang Hai. Wang Feng looked at Qing Luo with a slight frown. He's very wise. Nonsense, of course he's wise. Qing Luo pointed into the distance. At that moment, a black arc of light suddenly tore through the sky. Instantly, it shattered the chaos space that was slowly dissipating. A fiend celestial figure appeared in his vision. Heavenly Fiend Supremacy? Wang Feng said in surprise. That's right, it was the Heavenly Fiend Supremacy. Wang Feng? Are you dead? The Heavenly Fiend Supremacy scanned the shattered chaos space as his voice transformed into countless psyche transmissions in the void. Wang Feng. That Huang Hai must have sensed the Heavenly Fiend Supremacy's aura. He knew that staying here would not benefit him in any way, so he naturally left. Qing Luo shook her head. This Heavenly Fiend Supremacy's strength is equivalent to a Fiend Celestial. He is also Yama Lord's successor. However, I never expected him to take action at this moment. With your relationship with Yama Lord, it's normal for him to take action, right? Wang Feng heaved a sigh of relief when he saw this. No. I have a relationship with Yama Lord, but it has nothing to do with him. There's no need for him to get involved. If not, he would have taken action long ago. Qing Luo pondered over it. As the chaos space shattered, the surrounding scene returned to the sky above Seoul Fei Sacred City. The Heavenly Fiend Supremacy walked over and looked at Wang Feng and Qing Luo before looking at Primordial Chaos and Seven Firmament. He had a general idea of what was going on. You aren't dead yet, right? The Heavenly Fiend Supremacy looked at Wang Feng and casually glanced at him. You are truly impressive to not be dead after being surrounded by 3 Fiend Celestials. Wang Feng found the Heavenly Fiend Supremacy's tone a little harsh. I'm not dead. Thank you for your help, Wang Feng replied. If Huang Hai had not stabbed him in the back, the Heavenly Fiend Supremacy might have been able to shatter the chaos space from the outside. Who helped you? The Heavenly Fiend Supremacy shook his head and glanced at Silvermoon behind Wang Feng. In the chaos space, Silvermoon's strength was inferior to Wang Feng and Qing Luo's. She was unconscious and unaware of what had happened. She was only a soul formed from the Silver Dragon's desires and emotions. Her cultivation level was not considered powerful. The Silver Dragon's strength was comparable to a Fiend Celestial's. Silvermoon only had a portion of that strength. However, with the chaos space shattering, Silvermoon quickly woke up. She only looked around in a daze. She tugged at Wang Feng's arm and asked with a frown, Wang Feng, what happened just now? Before Wang Feng could say a word, the Heavenly Fiend Supremacy frowned and looked at Wang Feng. She didn't die in the chaos space. From the looks of it, you protected her well. Who is she to you? Chapter 1532. Silvermoon did not care. She was not a soul fiend from the Dark Fiend world. She was naturally not afraid of a Heavenly Fiend's supremacy. However, she could sense that the soul fiend addressed as Heavenly Fiend's supremacy by Qing Luo's tone was somewhat off. Of course I'm his woman, Silvermoon said bluntly. With that said, she walked to Wang Feng's side and hugged his arm. Unlike Silver Dragon, Silvermoon had a flamboyant personality. When she saw Wang Feng, she directly stated her intentions and revealed her identity. Once she was certain, she would not hide it. This. Wang Feng was momentarily at a loss for an answer. However, the killing intent became even more corporeal. Heavenly Fiend's supremacy, Wang Feng was bewildered. Is that so? Heavenly Fiend's supremacy looked at Wang Feng expressionlessly. It's no wonder you were able to protect her completely. This woman still has the dragon god's aura. You are truly not simple. Towards the end, Heavenly Fiend's supremacy's eyes swept across Wang Feng like a sharp blade. Heavenly Fiend's supremacy, you sure are a busybody. Silvermoon felt that his tone seemed calm, but it gave her a strange feeling. Who am I to him? Why do you care so much? By the side, Qing Luo also found it odd. Heavenly Fiend's supremacy was a bystander. Even if he was Yama Lord's successor, he did not have much of a relationship with her. It was one thing for him to help, but he was indeed meddling too much. Could it be that Heavenly Fiend's supremacy was related to Wang Feng? Heavenly Fiend's supremacy's cold eyes swept across Silvermoon. His killing intent locked onto Silvermoon as though he would kill her the next moment. Silvermoon took a step back and looked at Heavenly Fiend's supremacy in surprise and anger. Wang Feng coughed and said, "She's actually a friend of mine. She came to the Dark Fiend world to look for me. It's my duty to protect her." He did not know why he said that. It was just a kind of premonition as well as a kind of habitual instinct. At that moment, the killing intent receded like a receding tide. Humph! Heavenly Fiend's supremacy fell silent. Take care of yourself. That desolate sea fiend celestial has escaped. He will definitely break through to the fiend celestial realm in a short period of time after obtaining that wisp of supreme fiend aura. Yama Lord is the only one in the Dark Fiend world who is his match. You had best pray that he won't cause you trouble again. After saying that, the heavenly demon Venerable turned around and wanted to leave, but he stopped. He seemed to be waiting for Wang Feng to say something. "Wait," Wang Feng hastily said. Hearing this, the corners of the heavenly demon Venerable's mouth curled up slightly, but he did not turn around. "What else do you want?" "Well, as the successor of the Yama Lord, you should know where the Yama Lord is, right?" Wang Feng asked. "The Yama Lord went to the Well of Reincarnation. How did he get there? Where did it come from?" Wang Feng also wanted to go. Maybe he could get some information from this heavenly devil Venerable. "Oh!" The heavenly demon Venerable's voice faded again. "You still want to find the Yama Master? Why was he looking for her? Do you know her?" "Regarding that, I wish to know how she managed to reach the place she's heading to," Wang Feng spoke bluntly. These were the only people present. There was no need to avoid arousing suspicion. "You want to go to the Well of Samsara?" Qing Luo looked at Wang Feng in astonishment. Wang Feng did not deny it. The Well of Reincarnation was one of his ultimate goals in coming to the Dark Devil realm. Good mood literature. "I don't know." Heavenly Demon Venerable waved his hand. "Even if I knew, why should I tell you?" This, Wang Feng glanced at Heavenly Demon Venerable. Yes, why should he tell him? Wang Feng thought for a long time but could not find a suitable reason. Besides, he might not know. Thinking of this, Wang Feng sighed and gave up on getting information about the Well of Reincarnation from him. However, Heavenly Demon Venerable did not leave, as though he knew Wang Feng was sighing. He paused for a few seconds and continued, "I don't know about the Yama Lord, but I do know about the Well of Reincarnation. Why are you interested in the Well of Reincarnation? I'll give you a chance. If you can find traces of the demonic god of Desolate Sea, you can come to the Central Demon Domain's Clear Sky Palace to find me. I'll tell you what you want to know. But remember, you can only come alone. Otherwise, don't even think about getting any information about the Well of Reincarnation." With that, Heavenly Demon Venerable disappeared from sight without looking back. Qing Luo looked ahead with a ruminative look. Central Demon Domain's Clear Sky Palace. Wang Feng looked at Qing Luo beside him. That place shouldn't be far from here, right? It's not far, just a 2-day journey. Qing Luo answered. However, the central demon domain's overall strength is the strongest among the 9 domains. The Clear Sky Palace is the strongest faction in the Dark Demon domain. It won't be easy to enter. That demonic god of Desolate Sea has that wisp of demonic aura, so it will be difficult to find him. Qing Luo glanced at Wang Feng. However, it seems like this heavenly demon venerable thinks highly of you. Wang Feng smiled awkwardly. He could not say that this heavenly demon venerable definitely had some kind of relationship with him, right? Otherwise, the premonition would not be so strong. This heavenly demon venerable is targeting me, Silver Moon said angrily. That's strange. Wang Feng, why do I feel like this heavenly demon venerable has some kind of relationship with you? Have you been to the Dark Demon domain before? Or are you related to demonic god Dai? You're wrong, Wang Feng denied. Silver Moon looked at Wang Feng suspiciously and shook her head. I don't want to care. I came to the Dark Demon domain, not only to tell you about the Silver Dragon and me, but also to tell you some bad news. What news? Previously, you secretly sent some soul demons to the Divine Realm to talk to deity King Tang-san, hoping to obtain some of the Divine Realm's resources. Originally, Tang-san and the others did not object in your name, Wang Feng. After all, they trust you a lot. Although they do not know why you appeared in the Dark Demon domain, they still agreed. Silver Moon said slowly. Wang Feng nodded slightly. When he was at Yunhai Pass, he left behind the old subordinates of the demonic Emperor army. Then, he let these old subordinates secretly help the general of Yunhai Pass, Demon Monarch Fu He, to take over the command of Yunhai Pass. He went to some small and medium plains to find some good seedlings, then secretly contacted the Divine Realm. Simply put, he was helping the Divine Realm find some good seedlings in advance. The passageways between the Divine Realm and many other planes were sealed. The experts of the lower planes could not ascend to the Divine Realm. But the subordinate planes of the Dark Demon domain could. Then, he used the resources of the Divine Realm to cultivate these seedlings, creating a fighting force that could stabilize the strength of the Divine Realm. At the same time, he also let Demon Monarch Fu Hai use the resources of the Divine Realm to secretly gain the trust of demonic god Huang Hai. That was to plant spies. When Wang Feng left Yunhai Pass, he set up a hidden chess piece. Because of Demon God Shang, the 9 demon gods did not go to the Divine Realm. Because of the news that Origin Tribulation deity King was still alive, they did not dare to step into the Divine Realm. Once Demon Monarch Fu Hai obtained the resources of the Divine Realm and pretended to bring back some news of the Divine Realm to demonic god Huang Hai, he would definitely gain the trust of demonic god Huang Hai. This would make demonic god Huang Hai think that he already knew the situation of the Divine Realm. If we want to find demonic god Huang Hai, Demon Monarch Fu He is the key. Chapter 1533. Why are you distracted? I haven't finished yet. Silvermoon saw Wang Feng in a daze and immediately said, Do you still know about the Forbidden Divine Wall? The Forbidden Divine Wall in the Divine World's Palace of Faith in the Divine World's King City. I know. Wang Feng was stunned. Could it be that the Divine Wall has been opened? Impossible. When I left, it was reinforced. It can't be opened that easily. It's not the same. Inu shook her head and said, The Divine World's void domain experienced the Divine War. Many divine spirits of the Divine World died in the Divine War. Later, you fought with Shang Devil God in the God Burial Blood Tomb, which triggered the resentment of countless divine spirits in the God Burial Blood Tomb. The two intertwined to form the resentment of countless divine spirits in the Forbidden Divine Wall and triggered the evil thoughts accumulated in the Forbidden Divine Wall. Hearing this, Wang Fengxin knew something was wrong. This is bad. After the Divine War, Whether it was the Void Domain or the Divine World's King City, there was indeed a large amount of resentment of divine spirits. Later, in the God Burial Blood Tomb, Shang Demon God's devil spirit origin summoned countless corpses of dead divine spirits and generated a large amount of resentment of divine spirit. The combination of the two directly triggered the countless evil thoughts in the forbidden divine wall. Even if he reinforced the seal, he was afraid. Don't worry, it didn't open. Silvermoon covered her mouth and chuckled. When the silver dragon was cultivating rapidly in the divine world, she sensed that the door was loosening. Silvermoon continued, at that time, her desire reached a critical point as she cultivated. The evil thoughts generated by her desire were magnified endlessly. She could sense the evil thoughts very clearly. Driven by the evil thoughts, she originally planned to go to the divine world's king city to add insult to injury. Fortunately, she was still conscious. Later, the silver dragon met Tang San. Coincidentally, this Tang San is your brother. In order to prevent the door from opening, they worked together to reinforce the forbidden divine wall. Hearing this, Wang Feng heaved a sigh of relief. If the forbidden divine wall opened, the divine world would be in trouble. It's just that the two of them can't reinforce it at all. The silver dragon was almost affected by the evil thoughts within, and it was because of this that she came up with the idea of stripping away her desires. That's how I came to be. What happened after that? Wang Feng asked. Later on, your little brother Long Xie entered the forbidden divine annulus. Silvermoon told Wang Feng a shocking piece of news. Long Xie? He went in. He himself is made up of evil thoughts. He said that he wants to go in and see if he can devour the evil thoughts inside. Who knows, he might become even stronger. Otherwise, he might never be able to catch up to you just by relying on cultivation, Silvermoon said. Wang Fengxin's heart sank. It was true that dragon evil was an evil thought, and it was cultivated from the evil thought of the dragon god. However, what was sealed within the forbidden region divine wall was the evil thoughts of the countless deities of the deity realm. Long Xie was like a lamb entering a tiger's den. He also told us to tell you that the day he returns will be the day the god realm reigns supreme. At this point, Silvermoon found it hard to continue. Her voice became softer and softer. An awkward expression appeared on his face. Wang Feng was silent for a few seconds, then scolded, "That pretentious dragon really isn't afraid of death. Do you think he'll be able to come out alive after going in? He even wants to become the supreme of the god realm. Really, he has the nerve to mention such a small goal?" Silvermoon looked at Wang Feng with her mouth slightly agape. As expected, like master, like little brother. However, after Long Xie went in, I don't know what happened inside. But I know that the seal is stable. Silvermoon continued. Wang Feng remained silent. The news you told me is very important. Wang Feng nodded. It was also a good reminder for Wang Feng. Perhaps it wouldn't be difficult to find the desolate sea demon god. Is there a reward? Silvermoon raised her head slightly, revealing her round and white chin. She stared at Wang Feng. She looked exactly the same as the silver dragon, but her tone and demeanor were completely different from the silver dragon in Wang Feng's memory. So much so that Wang Feng had a strange feeling when he saw this scene. I went through a lot of trouble to come to this dark demon world. Silvermoon snorted. Due to the lack of management from the god realm, many powerful mutated beasts have appeared in the void domain recently. It's very dangerous. After coming to this dark demon world, I still have to ask for news about you. What do you want? Wang Feng pulled Silvermoon to the side. To prevent demon god Qingluo from continuing to watch. Now that the battle was over, this battle could be called the most bizarre battle in the history of Dark Demon World. How long would it be talked about in the entire Dark Demon World? Demon god Qingluo definitely had many things to deal with. She had no time to care. I remember the one the silver dragon gave you. She took it back, right? Silvermoon asked. Oh, that dragon scale, it seems to be. Wang Feng thought about it. That was after the pinnacle tournament in Douluo world. They misunderstood each other and even caused the silver dragon to give him that dragon scale. At that time, Wang Feng didn't understand. Only later did he realize. Silvermoon took out a silver dragon scale that emitted a bright light. It seemed to contain a myriad of energy and was as beautiful and powerful as the cold moon. Keep it well. Silvermoon glared fiercely at Wang Feng. I'll give it to you again. Remember, you must keep it close to you. This. Wang Feng didn't hesitate. Silvermoon placed the dragon scale on Wang Feng's chest. This dragon scale seemed to have a beating heart. Wang Feng felt it was very strange. There was also a strange energy flowing between the music. Just this? Isn't the reward too simple? Wasn't it just keeping a dragon scale? Although it had a special meaning, Silvermoon's reward was too simple. Humph. It's not easy to keep this dragon scale well. Silvermoon chuckled. Her smile was a little strange. Wang Feng didn't understand it. All right, I'm leaving, Silvermoon suddenly said. This dragon scale has been delivered. My mission for this trip has been completed. Wang Feng, you can lose anything but this dragon scale. Otherwise, when you return to the God Realm and want to see the silver dragon, don't blame us for falling out with you. No. Silvermoon walked in front of Wang Feng and stared at him for a long time. Then, she burst into laughter. Yes, you're indeed the most good-looking member of the opposite sex I've ever seen. I think that heavenly demon sovereign is lusting after you. I advise you to be careful. Humans and soul demons are two different races. Moreover, they're of the same sect. Then, humans and dragons are also two different races, Wang Feng said casually. What do you mean? Silvermoon looked at Wang Feng with an unfriendly gaze. I mean, you're thinking too much. Wang Feng changed his words. Silvermoon curled her lips and gave Wang Feng one last look. Then, she blinked and disappeared into the clouds, planning to return to the God Realm. Sigh. It's finally delivered. Silver Dragon, I really don't know if it's worth it for you to do this. Sigh, I'm you and you're me. Since I've done this, it's definitely worth it. It's over. In the Soul Demon Sacred City, Oscar and the others watched the strange phenomenon in the clouds disappear. At the same time, they were somewhat curious. They didn't know what happened after the three demon gods appeared just now. Zhu Qing, later on, go and ask Brother Feng what happened just now. Several members of the Shrek's 7 monsters looked at Zhu Qing with unbearable curiosity. Yes, I will. Zhu Qing's eyes flickered. But who should I turn into first to greet them? Let's start with Rongrong. End of chapter. Chapter 1534. Silvermoon left and so did the Sky Demon Sovereign. Wang Feng felt a little relaxed. But the pressure that came with it was not small. Next, I need to find the traces of Demon God Huang Hai. As for that mysterious demonic energy, I won't consider it for now. I still feel that my strength is not enough. Wang Feng flew to Sky Luo Prefecture, planning to meet Oscar and the others. Facing a demon god, Wang Feng's 4 divine rings and 6 types of origins could win against a demon god who had the exclusive ability to kill God. But it was too difficult to fight two. Although I have comprehended the middle part of one spirit into 3 pure ones and can borrow the strength of my main body is not as strong as I am now. I can only rely on the Pangu axe and my trump card. If I can't materialize the 7 forms of the chaotic green lotus, it won't be of much help to me now. But I need my main body to fully comprehend the life origin before I can start, and the conditions are not clear. In a battle with the 3 demon gods, it was very difficult for ordinary moves to be effective. There was still a gap in strength. There were not many ways to increase his strength. Exclusive ability to kill gods. Wang Feng murmured, If the Yu siblings are not lying to me, I will go to the headquarters of the treasure-gathering rock chamber of commerce first. Other than the exclusive ability to kill gods, the thing that could increase strength the most was the divine rings. But this thing could not be condensed just because one wanted to. One had to rely on faith. To obtain the faith of life, the soul world could only condense it because of the soul contractor. The old subordinates of the Imperial Demon Army could only condense it because their faith in Demon God Dai had not changed for tens of thousands of years. They were extremely loyal. Wang Feng could be considered to have benefited from Demon God Dai to condense his second divine ring. The last two divine rings were obtained from the Crimson Divine Sky Fox. The price was the loss of part of his memory. All in all, it was definitely a profit, because the Crimson Divine Sky Fox only took away part of his clone's memory. The Crimson Divine Sky Fox probably did not expect Wang Feng's main body to be in another world. It was very difficult to condense the rest of the divine rings. The many races in the Dark Demon world all had their own belief. Like today, even if Wang Feng used the Heaven Styx River to flood the three demon god armies and save the Soul Demon Sacred City in front of countless people, the countless lives in the Sacred City would not have any faith in Wang Feng. At most, it was worship, reverence, and gratitude, and those at the level of the demon monarch rarely believed in anyone. This was because they had already comprehended the origin and possessed powerful Saint Devil rings. They were the faith of other life forms. Only a portion of Soul Fae and demon lords believed in Qing Luo. Demon goddess Qing Luo had been in the Azure Sun Fiend region for countless years. In the hearts of the soul demons, she was irreplaceable. If I want to condense a divine ring now, I guess I can only go to other planes or worlds through wormholes, Wang Feng sighed. Perhaps he might even encounter an existence on the level of the Crimson Deity Skyfox. However, even if he did, it would be impossible for him to obtain two divine halos like he had in the Scarlet Hills. After going to the headquarters of the Treasure Trove Crag, I still have to make a trip to the Cloud Sea Pass to meet Demon Lord Fu He. If you want to find the Desolate Sea Demon God, the only clue and opportunity is this Demon Monarch Fu He. Wang Feng considered his next plan. Oh, are you done? Just as he entered the manor, Qing Luo appeared in front of him. More or less. Wang Feng nodded. He left as well? Asked Qing Luo. What do you plan on doing next? Do you plan on returning to the Abyss Sea Fiend domain after finding the traces of the Desolate Sea Fiend God? It's unlikely that the Desolate Sea Fiend God is in the Abyss Sea Fiend domain. After taking away that wisp of fiendish aura, he will definitely create a place we cannot imagine before entering seclusion to make a breakthrough. There are so many wormholes in the Abyss Sea Fiend domain. It would not be difficult for him to enter any world. Wang Feng shook his head. That might not be the case, said Qing Luo with a smile. Clear Sky Palace has records of any known wormhole. When a fiend celestial enters a wormhole, it will definitely cause a stir. The Clear Sky Palace's terminal, God Slaying, will definitely detect it. The Desolate Sea Fiend God will not let the Clear Sky Palace know. That wisp of fiendish aura is of great importance. Back then, the Yama Lord sent me to the Azure Sun Fiend domain to preside over it with the ultimate goal of finding that wisp of fiendish aura. Therefore, the Desolate Sea Fiend will definitely not go to any wormhole in the Tenebrous Fiend world. Even if it's a new impulse, it's very likely that he will not return. This is because he will leave traces of himself that will be easily detected. When Qing Luo said that, Wang Feng found it even more troublesome. That heavenly fiend's supremacy has given you a difficult problem, said Qing Luo. Wang Feng did not say a word. He still had clues. If Fiend Sovereign Fuha did not know anything, that would be the true problem. You are now considered famous in the Tenebrous Fiend world, continued Qing Luo. The news of you possessing the Heaven Styx River will definitely spread throughout the Tenebrous Fiend world. The flooding of the three armies will cause a great stir in the tenebrous fiend world. However, don't worry. It's a good thing for you. At the very least, no fiend celestial will dare find trouble with you no matter which fiend domain you go to. After all, if you are unhappy, you can release the Heaven Styx River. No matter which fiend domain it is, it will suffer. Do you still plan on continuing to roam the tenebrous fiend world as Fiend Celestial Dai? Qingluo's eyes shimmered. If you wish to increase your strength, you can either refine an exclusive god slaying or go on expeditions to other planes to obtain faith. It's extremely difficult to refine an exclusive god slaying. That treasure trove rock merchant might have already discovered your identity. Therefore, the chances of you obtaining an exclusive god-slaying resource from them are very low. Perhaps you can use a wormhole to head to other planes to obtain faith. By seizing powerful heavenly Tao powers, you can condense an even more powerful divine ring. Wang Feng fell silent. Qingluo clearly wanted to lend him a helping hand. But most of these planes should have already been conquered by the fiend celestials of your tenebrous fiend world, right? Asked Wang Feng. No. Qingluo waved her hand. Instantly, a massive starry sky pattern appeared in the void as it floated in midair. Immediately following that, Qingluo pulled with her hands, causing the pattern to enlarge. This is our tenebrous fiend world's mustard seed map. Qingluo pointed at the special topographic map. In fact, our tenebrous fiend world has many wormholes that have yet to be developed. Every fiend domain has one. The worlds that these wormholes connect to often have all sorts of incurable diseases. Even the fiend sovereign army's fiend sovereign army can only observe in silence. They do not dare to take action. Some planes are on the same level as our tenebrous fiend world. They also have experts at the level of fiend celestials, but the paths they take are different. Qingluo whispered. In our tenebrous fiend world, there's a ranking called the Sacred World Ranking. It lists the worlds that our tenebrous fiend world has yet to conquer. Furthermore, it's open to the public. Do you still remember the elder that took action previously? Wang Feng nodded. He remembered. He called himself a great emperor and came from some eternal ancient nation. Wang Feng could sense that he was not weak. End of chapter. Chapter 1535. That elder came from the Saint Spirit world, ranked 6th on the Sacred World ranking. The immortal ancient empire is the strongest faction in the Saint Spirit world. They occupy tens of thousands of small and medium planes and have a star system in the universe. They are extremely powerful. Qingluo slowly explained, revealing the tip of the iceberg that connected the tenebrous fiend world to Wang Feng. That martial ancestor is slightly inferior. He comes from the Grand Heaven Upper World, ranked 37th in the Sacred World. Basically, as long as it is a world on the ranking, the Dark Demon World is temporarily unable to conquer it. Those ranked in the top 10 are about the same as the Dark Demon World. In theory, they are slightly weaker, but not by much. Unless a divine war is launched, the Dark Demon World, including the Yamalords, will not be able to conquer these worlds. Qingluo sighed. But in fact, most of these worlds know each other. If you want to launch a divine war, the other worlds will not be able to stop you once they sense it. If you are confident, you can go to worlds ranked below 50 to gather faith and condense a divine ring. Fiend Celestial Qingluo's words benefited Wang Feng greatly. His horizons were broadened slightly. The information on this ranking is shared by the 9 Fiend Celestials. I'll give you a copy. After all, I'm not very interested in the worlds on it. Qingluo let out a lazy sigh. With a wave of her hand, the massive starry sky pattern transformed into a beam of light that flew into Wang Feng's glabella. Instantly, information surged into Wang Feng's mind. Thank you. Wang Feng did not stand on ceremony. If he wanted to condense a divine ring in the future, or even materialize the Chaos Green Lotus, he might have to go to other worlds. The information on the ranking was priceless. Qing Luo shook her head. Your friends are waiting for you. I still have matters to attend to, so I'll take my leave first. With that said, she vanished from her spot. Wang Feng thought for a moment before walking into the side yard of Tian Luo Manor. However, he did not see Oscar and the rest. Where are they? Wang Feng was slightly taken aback. He planned to sense them. At that moment, a nimble figure suddenly appeared behind Wang Feng. Then, she covered Wang Feng's eyes. A clear and pleasant voice sounded. Hee Wang Feng, guess who I am? The voice was familiar yet unfamiliar. It was familiar because Wang Feng seemed to have heard it somewhere before. It was unfamiliar because he could not remember. Wait, could it be Wang Fengxin suddenly remembered that Zhu Zhuqing had said in front of him, the Dai Devil God, that she wanted to test him? Could it be that Zhu Zhuqing had transformed? But who would she become? Oh no. Wang Feng was unable to accurately determine who the intruder was due to the partial loss of his memories. However, Wang Feng chuckled and said with a smile, "Of course you're the one I've been missing." After saying those words, he turned around and looked at the woman before him. The woman had a delicate face and a graceful figure. Her temperament was like an orchid in an empty valley, otherworldly and refined. It also exuded an aura as gentle as water, causing people to have a good impression of it. It was unforgettable. He couldn't help but get close to her. Who was this? Wang Fengxin said. She was really good-looking. Wait a minute. If it's Zhu Zhuqing, then it means that it's because of my past romantic debt? Looks like I still have a standard for being a scumbag. Wang Fengxin coughed a few times. The woman was stunned. She seemed to have yet to react. Wang Feng looked at her gently and placed his hands on the woman's shoulders. Why, don't you recognize me? So what if he didn't know her name? Wang Feng felt that this wasn't a problem. The woman came back to her senses and rolled her eyes at Wang Feng. Why didn't I feel that you were thinking of me? Since you've already come out of seclusion, why didn't you come to the divine world and directly went to the dark demon world? Are you thinking about that woman? I think the person you've been thinking about is her and not me, Ning Rongrong. Hearing that, Wang Fengxin's heart trembled. So she's called Ning Rongrong. I seem to have remembered something, Wang Fengxin thought. How could that be? Wang Feng was silent for a few seconds. I came to the dark demon world for Zhuqing. But that doesn't stop me from thinking about you. Ning Rongrong heard the first sentence and a trace of joy flashed across her face. Hearing the second sentence, the smile on her face immediately disappeared. Oh, so it's for Zhuqing. Ning Rongrong pretended to be jealous. Bah, so shameless. Since it's for Zhuqing, you're still thinking about me. Hey, your acting skills aren't that good. Wang Fengxin thought. You're probably overjoyed, right? If you're really Ning Rongrong, would you still say such words? Although Wang Feng had lost part of his memories and didn't know what Ning Rongrong's personality was like, he definitely wouldn't say such words. But at this time, it was fine as long as he didn't expose himself. Then why don't I just think about you? Since I've already found Zhuqing, I don't think about her anymore? Wang Feng said. You dare. Ning Rongrong immediately frowned and then reacted. She shouldn't have said that and hurriedly said, Smelly Wang Feng, you're doing it on purpose, right? I have a good relationship with Zhuqing. I don't mind if you think about her, but if you think about other women, that won't do, she said with a serious face. Wang Fengxin's heart skipped a beat. He couldn't tell. She didn't act like Zhuqing. I don't want to talk to you anymore. Ning Rongrong curled her lips, turned around and suddenly asked, Wang Feng, when Zhuqing and I were asked who to choose in Douluo world, you said you would choose whoever was bigger. Let me ask you, at that time, it was obvious that Zhuqing's was bigger than mine. Did you like Zhu Qing more in your heart? Who chose who? Wang Feng was stunned. Fuck, I'm actually an old pervert? This. Wang Feng thought about it and replied, I'm a man. But liking someone can't be measured by who's bigger. Oh, so you like me more? Ning Rongrong blinked. Physically, I like Zhu Qing more, Wang Feng replied. Humph, uncouth man. Ning Rongrong snorted with a slightly red face. She seemed to be satisfied with this answer. Wang Fengxin said, This disguise doesn't look like it at all. I know you're Zhu Qing, that's why I said that. If you're really Ning Rongrong, this scumbag will definitely say that it's only physical. I'll definitely like you more in my heart. Wang Feng, who had helplessly accepted the fact that he was a scumbag, felt that he had to bear the responsibility. Then go and find Zhu Qing, the one you like physically. Ning Rongrong pretended to be angry and said. After that, she disappeared. Wang Feng chuckled, knowing that he had successfully avoided the lightning. The difficulty is too easy. It's not challenging for me at all. Wang Feng smiled. Not only did he know who he had scumbags with, he also successfully coaxed Zhu Qing. There must be more. Who's next? Wang Feng was full of expectations. He probably wanted to know who he had scumbags with. On the other side, Zhu Qing returned to the backyard with a special restriction. She used the divine illusion origin and could completely change into another person's appearance. Even a demon god would find it hard to detect. Wang Feng didn't detect it at all just now. Oscar and the others looked at Zhu Qing's flushed face, not knowing what she had tested. No rush, I'll go and test it again. Zhu Qing said, After all, Rongrong isn't in the dark demon world. It's easy for her to be exposed. Even if he can't tell from her aura and appearance, he might know that Rongrong is in the divine realm and use that to deduce that Ning Rongrong is fake. I'll turn into that woman and test him later. End of chapter. Chapter 1536. This sudden voice stunned everyone present in an instant, especially Zhu Qing. But in the blink of an eye, her clear eyes suddenly shrank. The person who spoke was the heavenly demon sovereign who had already left. It's you. Zhu Qing snorted coldly. Didn't you already leave Soul Demon Sacred City? Why, you're still interested in this kind of thing. This has nothing to do with you soul demons. Could it be that you have something to do with Bibidon? Or Naggy woman? The heavenly demon sovereign waved his hand and said impatiently, This sovereign is not in the mood to talk about this with you. Just listen to me. Otherwise, you won't be able to return to the God realm. As long as this sovereign gives the order, that brat may not be able to protect you. Zhu Qing laughed, as if confirming something. The dignified heavenly demon sovereign actually wants to turn into a human woman to test another man. It's really funny. Her words were rather sharp. What does it have to do with you? Just say if you agree or not. The heavenly demon sovereign said indifferently, Why, don't you want to see who he came to Dark Demon World for? Of course it's for me. He said it himself. Zhu Qing shook her head directly. What a stupid woman. Just some childish words and you were coaxed into running around in circles. You actually believe it? The heavenly demon sovereign sighed. A man coaxing a woman he loves is a matter of course. As for whether it's true or not, why should I care? Zhu Qing looked at the heavenly demon sovereign with a mocking expression and said, When he came to Dark Demon World, the first person he looked for was me. Oscar and the others seemed to have noticed something and guessed the identity of this heavenly demon sovereign. They couldn't help but quickly retreat. Away from the battlefield. The heavenly demon sovereign frowned slightly, as if these words were not pleasing to her ears. But she wasn't angry. She wouldn't get angry over this kind of argument. Even after becoming a god, you're still so childish. The heavenly demon sovereign said loftily, just like a mortal woman, still clinging to love. Not only that, you were also so easily deceived by a man. Your cultivation is really a waste. I think it's because you overheard those words just now that you're angry. That's why you came to me and said that you want to test him personally, right? Zhu Zhuqing sneered. Since you want to test him, then go ahead. Just don't get angry and start a fight later. I don't want to expose my identity. Heavenly Demon Venerable remained silent. What are you waiting for? Zhu Zhuqing looked at him. Are you stupid? I don't have your divine illusion origin. I can easily be detected if I change my divine illusion origin. Heavenly Demon Venerable glanced at Zhu Zhuqing. Otherwise, why would I come looking for you? Furthermore, your divine ring's origin is concentrated on one person, so it can block all senses. Even the senses produced by cultivating the Qian word riddle can be temporarily blocked. You can act as yourself. Zhu Zhuqing asked curiously. This body can't be your real body, right? TSK. If that's the case, Wang Feng will probably choose to lose his memory of you. After all, he doesn't like men, let alone a male soul demon. Heavenly Demon Venerable's frown deepened. He looked at Zhu Zhuqing with an unfriendly expression. Forget it. I'm afraid of you. Looking at you, you must have some shameful reason, right? Zhu Zhuqing pursed her lips. When do you want to become her? Heavenly Demon Venerable pondered for a moment. When I was in the Martial Spirit Palace. Zhu Zhuqing nodded slightly and agreed. She was indeed curious in her heart. After a while. Oh, it seems that you're quite familiar with the me from back then. You're not lacking at all. Nonsense, you were Shrek's enemy back then. How can you not remember your enemy? Wang Feng waited for a while, somewhat expectant and somewhat nervous. He was also somewhat excited. Sigh, even if that part of my memory has been taken away, I still seem to be very fickle. It seems that this attribute can't be changed. Wang Feng looked up into the sky and felt a little melancholic. Does that crimson divine skyfox think that it can change me? It's completely useless. What a pity. He was looking forward to the girl Zhu Zhuqing would be impersonating. I wonder what it will be like? Wang Feng's heart suddenly sped up. At that moment, a figure slowly walked over from afar. She's here. Wang Feng focused his gaze. The person walking over was a woman dressed in gorgeous robes. She was tall and perfect and wore a crown. Her expression was like that of a sovereign that looked down on the world. She had an unparalleled might, but she was also extremely beautiful. Her eyes were clear like the galaxy as they emitted a supreme divine might that looked down on all life. Queen. In terms of aura, the woman was even stronger than Fiend Celestial Qingluo. It made one know at a glance that the woman not only had a powerful background, but she was also not to be trifled with. She did not even have the right to watch from afar. Who is Zhuqing acting as? I'm very familiar with her, but I can't recall. Furthermore, her acting is very realistic. That aura and attitude, Wang Feng was secretly alarmed. He was truly alarmed. The Ning Rongrong from before had an ethereal aura and was extraordinarily agile. However, it was obvious at a glance that she was easy to deceive. Oh, easy to coax. Furthermore, Zhu Zhuqing's impersonation was not real, so she did not give Wang Feng any pressure. However, the woman in front of him exuded an invisible pressure the moment she appeared. Zhuqing's acting is extraordinary. Who cares who she is? As long as it's Zhuqing in impersonation, everything will be fine. Wang Fengxin thought to himself. With this thought in mind, Wang Feng looked at the woman walking towards him in a daze. After a long while, the woman came to a stop when she was about 3 to 4 meters away from Wang Feng. Wang Feng snapped out of his daze and prepared his expression. His eyes suffused a look of pleasant surprise. Suppressing his excitement, he walked over and asked, "Why are you here?" He did not know who she was, but under normal circumstances, it was impossible for her to appear there. Since she had appeared, he had to be excited and pleasantly surprised. The woman narrowed her eyes and said indifferently, "Are you very happy to see me?" "Of course. We haven't seen each other for so long. How could I not be happy? I just didn't expect you to appear here." Wang Feng did not get too close, because he wasn't sure how close their relationship was. The woman was expressionless. "Do you still remember who I am?" Wang Fengxin's heart skipped a beat. This was bad. Why was it this question again? It did not matter. As long as it was Zhu Qing in impersonation, it was impossible for her to be the real person. "Of course it's the person I think about the most day and night," Wang Feng continued. "Don't give me this jack of all trades. I want you to say my name. Who do you think about day and night?" The woman said indifferently. "Is it Zhu Zhuqing or someone else?" Wang Feng. Wang Fengxin's heart thumped wildly. Something was not right. Was this woman's personality so domineering? Or was Zhu Zhuqing's impersonation too good? What should he do? Wang Feng did not know this woman's name. End of chapter. Chapter 1537. The name isn't important. Wang Feng sighed. What's important is you as a person. Now that you're standing in front of me, we haven't seen each other for so long. Did you discuss with Zhu Qing to mess with me? Just now, Ning Rongrong appeared. Was it all planned by the two of you? Is it because of what I said to Ning Rongrong just now that made you unhappy? Wang Feng pretended not to know anything. Hearing this, the woman's expression eased, but she still looked at Wang Feng indifferently. She was still very dissatisfied. "So, then why did you come to the Dark Demon Realm?" she asked calmly. "If I say it's for you, would you believe me?" Wang Feng said. The woman sneered. "Do you think I would believe you? Repeat what you said to Ning Rongrong just now to me? Do you think I'm as easy to fool as Ning Rongrong? Since you don't believe me, then what's the point of saying it?" Wang Feng could only shake his head helplessly. Hearing this, the woman's expression did not change, but the surrounding temperature dropped slightly. Although her expression did not change, Wang Feng's intuition told him that she was angry. This woman that Zhu Qing is playing is not easy to deal with. I even provoked a woman of this level. Wang Fengxin pondered for a few seconds. It didn't matter. After all, the other party was Zhu Qing. Thinking of this, Wang Feng said bluntly, "Then I'll be frank. I came to the Dark Demon Realm for Zhu Qing. It's just that my heart is thinking of you." However, just as his voice fell, the woman's expression changed. She became very embarrassed. Why did she change so much? She should be happy. It's an act, it's definitely an act. It's fine. Wang Feng did not panic. Say that again? The woman looked at Wang Feng with an extremely cold expression. Are you angry? Wang Feng sighed. There's no other way. The divine world lost the divine war and Zhu Qing was captured to the Dark Demon Realm. I'm definitely worried about her safety. That's why I came to the Dark Demon Realm. Scram, I don't want to hear it. The woman was extremely angry. She turned and left, trembling with anger. However, her tone was still calm. I don't want to see you. Don't come to the Clear Sky Palace. Go find your Zhu Qing. Wang Feng was stunned. What did she mean? Could it be that she was from the Dark Demon Realm? Clear Sky Palace? Impossible, right? I've never been to the Dark Demon Realm before. That's about it. That's not her. He thought of this possibility. Wang Feng saw that the woman was obviously very angry, but she still appeared very calm as she left. Without hesitation, he ran over to her. Seriously, that little b***** Zhu Zhuqing's divine illusion source energy was really quite powerful. Her transformation was so realistic that it was exactly the same as his true body. The woman couldn't help but think. Wang Feng whispered into the woman's ear, Zhu Qing, that's enough. I know you're in disguise. Did you forget that when you said you wanted to test me, Dee was there as well? He didn't want to tell me. Actually, I know everything. If he wanted to redeem himself, he couldn't show that he knew it was the real person. Instead, he had to show that Wang Feng thought this woman was Zhu Qing in disguise. That way, the woman would naturally think that he said those words on purpose. As expected, the moment he said that, the woman fell silent. Humph, I knew this bastard saw through Zhu Qing's tricks. Otherwise, how could he say those words? Thinking of that, the woman's expression softened. Her tone became clearer. Humph, are you very cunning? You know I'm in disguise. So you said those words on purpose for me to hear? Cough, cough. You can't say that, Wang Feng pretended to reply. Then what about Bibidan? You really didn't do it for her? The woman narrowed her eyes and asked in Zhu Zhuqing's tone. Since he thinks I'm Zhu Zhuqing in disguise, that's good too. Humph. Hearing that, Wang Fengxin was shocked. Her name came out. I'm 2F** King Smart. Wang Fengxin broke out in cold sweat. So this woman is called Bibidan. That makes things easy. Wang Fengxin was shocked. Then, he sighed. Zhu Qing, no matter how angry you are, I might have to say, I did come to the dark devil world for Donger. Hearing that, the woman was overjoyed. She felt as if she had eaten honey. She couldn't help but relax her eyebrows and narrow her eyes. She barely maintained her expression so that the other party wouldn't notice. Wang Feng, you're talking about her in front of me. The woman pretended to be angry. What do you mean? In other words, what you said just now was a lie. Humph, then go find your donger. Don't look for me, Zhu Zhuqing. Wang Feng. This Bibidan is still pretending to be Zhu Qing. Wang Feng laughed inwardly. Let me finish. Wang Feng said. But later I thought, look, Donger is so strong. Much stronger than you. With her temperament and strength, she can achieve something even in the dark devil world. She won't be in danger. And Zhu Qing, although you have become a god, you are weaker than her. You will be in danger in the dark devil world. So I thought, since Donger is so strong, I will look for you first when I reach the dark devil world. After all, your safety is the most important. These words were extremely brilliant. She was praising him. It was reasonable. Wang Feng was able to enter the Clear Sky Palace based on this Bibidan. Even if he didn't know anything, he was definitely stronger than Zhu Zhuqing. He deduced it. Sure enough, just as he finished speaking, Wang Feng felt the body in his arms tremble slightly. She was happy and excited. Oh, so this is what you think of the Bibidan. The woman snorted. Well said. I don't believe you. She was very satisfied. She was as happy as she was unhappy before. Wang Feng didn't explain. If you didn't believe me, you wouldn't be so happy. However, he guessed that she and I must have been very close in the past. She didn't dislike this kind of contact. I didn't expect her to not reject such a strong hug. I thought such a strong woman would definitely push me away. Wang Feng secretly rejoiced. What he did just now was purely a gamble based on his intuition. It seemed he was right. Perhaps his memories had disappeared, but his understanding of women was still there. I won't talk to you anymore. I'm leaving. Oh right, I've found news of Little Snow. The woman pretended to struggle a little more. After failing to break free, she gave up. I'm going back to the Clear Sky Palace. There are still things waiting for me to deal with. When you are ready, come find me at the Clear Sky Palace. Little Snow? Wang Feng was stunned. What's going on? Who is this Little Snow? Sister? Sister? That's not right. Could it be our daughter? Wang Feng sucked in a breath of cold air. Impossible, right? Absolutely impossible. Okay, I know, Wang Feng said calmly. After saying that, he took the initiative to let go of her. The woman turned around and stared at Wang Feng. At this moment, Wang Feng saw longing and affection in the woman's eyes. See you at the Clear Sky Palace. The woman maintained her dignity and smiled. There was a faint blush on her face. Wang Feng was a little intoxicated by the fleeting charm. Then, she disappeared. In the distance, this Bibidon. Just now, she said I was fooled by Wang Feng. Isn't she the same now? Zhu Zhuqing looked at the two of them hugging with some jealousy. Her tone was calm, but no matter how hard she tried to suppress it, the others could hear the jealousy in her voice. You have the nerve to talk about me. You're tuning in to the Phoenix Nights YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.